subscribers, welcome to Season 2 of the Free Fire Pro Series. We're back to bring you more action, more talent, and even more booyahs for the best teams in North America. On top of a whopping $50,000 prize pool and the bragging rights of being crowned the FFPS Grand Champion, this season the winners will also earn the first ever North American invite to the Free Fire World Series. But before they get there, teams will have to fight their way through a grueling 2-month tournament, including an open qualifier, group stage, last chance qualifier, and grand finals. The action started earlier this month with the open qualifier, where 192 teams from all across North America joined the FFPS for the first stage of the tournament. Each qualifier round featured 6 games, where teams earned points based on their in-game performance, including their placement and their kills in the 12-team lobbies. Only teams in the top half of their lobby moved through each of the qualifying rounds, making their way through the round of 192, the round of 96, and the round of 48. The bottom 6 teams from the Season 1 Grand Finals joined the top 30 from the round of 48 and the last open qualifier round, the round of 36. The 18 teams left standing from the final round earned their spots in the group stage. For the group stage, the top teams from the open qualifier will be joined by even more invited teams from Season 1. The top 6 teams from the Season 1 Grand Finals will qualify straight into a 2014 group stage, alongside the open qualifier teams from Season 2. Teams will be split up into groups of 6, and these groups will face off in a double round-robin format where each group will battle each other in a 12-team lobby twice. This stage will take place across 4 weeks, with 3 game days per week. In the end, the top 8 teams will punch their tickets straight to the finals. The 9th through 20th place teams will earn one last shot in the last chance qualifier, and the bottom 4 teams will be eliminated from the tournament. The last chance qualifier will be a 2-day gauntlet where teams that fail to qualify from the group stage will get their last chance to earn a place in the finals and fight for the title of FFPS Grand Champion. 12 games will give the top 4 teams a shot in the finals, while the remaining teams will be eliminated. The Grand Finals will pit the top 12 teams in North America against each other in a 3-day event. 6 games per day for a total of 18 games will be played for teams to claim their piece of the $50,000 prize pool and for a Grand Champion to be crowned. Which squad will reign supreme and get their chance to represent North America in the World Series? Tune in to find out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 3 of these Free Fire North America group stages. My name is Porosaurus. Joining me once again is Span Cargo. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to see these teams today go against each other because I haven't seen it just yet personally, like live. So I'm looking forward to it. How about you, Poro?
Oh, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat then, as are we all, because these games have been off the wall so far for a lot of different reasons, which we'll touch on as we get everybody into the game. But first, let's take a look at do we got format groups? Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at the groups. Now A and C are playing today, Span. A lot of big hitters in those 2 groups.
I'm like terrified and excited at the same time because last time I was here, you guys saw me, we got to see Fuego kind of duke it out against Atomic, the game where Fuego won 3 and Atomic won 3 that day. And now Fuego is here and they're against FSR Gaming, the top team, FSR Esports. So that's, I'm looking forward to that specifically.
Yeah, Pizarro has been absolutely just on one for the past 2 weeks, and we'll see if they can keep it going for the second half of the group stages. 9D also kind of one of those teams that's up there in the mix. Well, let's take a look at our prize pool, see what they're fighting for, or fighting for the chance for, rather, as that will be the prize pool for these grand finals, which all these teams are trying to make their way in by getting the most points they can during these group stages. So $12,500 for first place, but $50,000 in total. And there are those bounties, of course, on the right-hand side that individual players can get. Good
Yeah, I
stuff.
keep pointing out at the end of every game when we get to see those like top leaderboards for kills and stuff, it's like these guys could potentially be the guy that goes on ahead and takes that bounty at the end of the finals. But we're only at the halfway point so far. We still have like 2 full weeks left to see who's actually going to make it.
Absolutely. And playing for first, Booyah team also on the table for these squads. Let's take a look at what everybody's interested in, though, and that is the leaderboard, where everyone is sitting after 2 weeks in first place. Izada Esports with 287 points, but Fuego right on their tails.
I'm really excited to see how these guys interact with each other today. Like, I don't quite know what to expect because we know Fuego, they're super aggressive. They play that kind of like on the inside, they're the edge team, they're super aggressive, but so is Pissar Game. Pissar Gaming actually is more consistent than Fuego when it comes to both placing points and kill points. But Fuego, they have like all 4 of their team members with like 30 plus kills. So both of these teams going head to head, I don't know what to expect. Just seems like an explosion waiting to happen.
Yeah, the Fuego boys absolutely sharing the load in terms of kill count amongst all of them. Whereas Pizzata Esports has really been kind of leaning on Adil, the kill leader currently right now with 33 kills overall. And you can kind of see what that averages out to, 2.9 average kills. All these players, except for Westby, all of them averaging over 2 kills a game. That's just nuts. But there's reasons behind that span.
Well, exactly. I mean, it just comes down to how you play the game, like in your team as well. Like some teams can go ahead and be a little bit more equal in terms of the players, like Fuego is, but also it depends on how Esports go on ahead and have their players play the game with each other. Westby could be the one that goes and watches behind them, you know, one of the most important roles as well. Don't quite know, but all I know is that 8.4 average kills per game. That's a lot. That's
It's
more
nuts.
than 2 teams per game. Yeah.
And an average placement of 4.1. I mean, that's crazy. Fuego, meanwhile, 8.2 kills per game, average placement of 5.1, dragged down a little bit by their performances on Kalahari. Now, we play 3 maps. We play Bermuda, we play Purgatory, we play Kalahari. Kalahari has just been an enigma, a riddle for Fuego so far that they have yet to crack, but maybe today will be the day.
I sure hope so. I feel like they just keep rotating underneath Refinery and then just getting stuck there. So I'm hoping today, you know, it's finally past the halfway points. We're right here. This next 2 weeks, kind of quote unquote do-over situation. They have all of the necessary information that they need to play these next 2 weeks. I'm hoping that they realize, that's probably not the best place to play underneath. So let's go on ahead, try something else, and maybe go on top of Refinery, fight the team that goes there. Just something different needs to happen.
Yeah, and to be honest, as you said, this is halfway through. Any adjustments that you may want to be making, now is the definitely the time to do it, to try to climb and secure your spot at the top of the leaderboard. Now, one thing, if you have not yet watched any of our group stages so far, it is definitely relevant to mention that we have that revive mechanic now in play, and we have been seeing it come in huge. We'll talk about it throughout the day, but that yellow screen, that music span, that means we are ready to get into game number 1. So let's go. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready.
I'm so ready. So ready. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen on Bermuda. Like, I just love Pissar and Fuego just to go at it immediately, but
Who knows?
not quite sure.
Who knows? Well, I mean, if anything, the fact that we've had this, the introduction of this revive mechanic, it's meant that teams are not as scared to fight early game. In fact, it's completely the opposite. They want to fight early game. They want to send everybody in to try to get as many kill points as possible right off the jump, because you have that option of having that one guy. As long as you have one person that escapes, they can come back and revive the rest of the team, and they can do it for free. So it is created a little bit of I feel like teams are still kind of figuring out how they want to play around that, but now that we're 2 weeks in, we're halfway point, I think this is where we'll start seeing some of these teams start coming up with some really good ideas on how to play around those revive spots.
I feel like we've already kind of seen a little bit of an evolution as well. Definitely towards the beginning, like the way earlier games, people were continuing to stay a little bit spread out. They weren't getting in those early fights because that's what used to be the best idea. But now you're right, with the revive situation, getting those early fights in, like they do have a chance to come back and get even more points potentially. So I think now we used to not see that many early fights. I feel like coming to the second week, it was starting to do it towards the end of these last 2 weeks. A lot more fights early.
Absolutely, and you know, you don't get to see where the revive spots are going to be off the drop. But you do know that they're going to be there and that they are there. They're just not showing up on your map just yet. So having sending 3 people in and leaving that one guy just kind of on the outskirts to survive and to go and res the team, that's a viable strategy. And the other thing that we haven't really seen so far that is also a viable strategy, Span, is camping. Just camping those revive spots early on.
That's very true. So far, everybody seems to kind of stay away from it, honestly. So surprising, I guess you can say. Everybody knows that those revive stations are so strong. That's why we have seen some people start to do it, but not everybody has started to really utilize them, I feel like. So coming to the second week, I'm like wondering, now they've been able to analyze how every other team has done it. Maybe they'll go ahead and take a look at what those top teams have been doing. And I believe that they've really been utilizing the revive stations a lot, especially 999. So if all the other teams kind of start picking up on that, then we'll start seeing those contesting fights for those spots.
Well, they have just now popped up on the map, but you can see 2 teams already hot dropping on top of each other. It's going to be R15 and Club 9D. Club 9D making big moves over the past 2 weeks, finding themselves up at the top spot of the leaderboard, but they are also going to find Garena, but Garena going to nail the shots onto Johan. That was a down that you wanted to get, buddy. And now the shots coming out from Stev Gray. They'll have to pause things down here for 9D while they figure out what they want to do about Johan.
That was, oh my goodness, such a good shot already. So 9D, this is a team that's definitely doing really well right here. And R15, I feel like they're a team that goes 50-50. If they don't go on ahead and do really well in this early fight, then I don't think that they're going to do well the rest of the time. You know what I mean? Like they have either really big games or not big games whatsoever. So I kind of don't know what to expect coming into this. Either they're going to get wiped or they're just going to absolutely dominate. First blood goes to them, though.
Yep, Club 9D electing to not try to go for that revive, which is fine, as we said. You can get that revive later on down the road, but the rest of R15 spreading out, seeing if they can find something. But this is hard. This is a really difficult push here. As you said, you don't want to take that risk. Bestia getting a little bit close, but will drop the glue wall, and the time turner has defense from the rest of his squad. As long as that time turner is up, he does not have to worry about that grenade getting dropped in right on his head as well. Doba will come and try to provide some support, but gets lit up himself. But Shakal will go down. Good support from Diablo.
Definitely. I was getting a little bit worried there. Nice glue wall, nice support. Now they're spotting out the rest of the members super far away. They're trying to get some of those picks, some of that damage, but they're kind of out of there. 9D at this point, they're only half of them left. 2 of them are up, and R15, they're not slowing down whatsoever. Look right up there with the pan. He's just absolutely running for it. They know that there's only 2 left. 4v2 situation definitely in their favor. They want to get these points. Even if they lose one person, it's okay at this point because there are those revive stations. 9D, they want to take advantage of it, though, to get all 4 back. And they're literally just engaging as fast as they can.
So Lily, good idea from 9D. At least they'll be able to pick up a little bit of a tuck there. It's slightly faster than walking speed, but it'll be good enough for Stev Gray to get on out of dodge. And the other good thing for 9D here, splitting up and playing separately, as you only need one. You only need one to stay alive to be able to revive the entire rest of your team. So don't want to play too close to each other and give the 2 targets over to R15, but you can see R15 still on the hunt. They're still creeping down the backs of 9D here.
Yeah, both of them are definitely trying to get away. I was going to say, though, if R15 still really gets close, I wonder if one of the members from 9D could totally just sacrifice themselves, just be a big distraction to R15, because all the teams need is that one person to stay alive, and then 5 those revive stations, and there's like 2-3 on the way to getting into this first circle.
Yeah, that might actually be a better play for R15. I mean, R15, they are hunting 9D here, but they have the zone right on their backs closing down here as we check in with ZRJ. They've got OG right up on top of them. They've got Skullbreakers also in the midst as everybody's just kind of playing around the hard cover, the hard buildings. I think they're fully aware of each other's presence, but no shots coming out just yet.
A little bit of a just holds baiting for right now. Yeah, definitely. Especially with the driving around. They're definitely trying to spot out where they are, and it looks like Jordan's going to kind of fall for it, taking some shots towards Jay. This is in like the very center of this first circle, and a revive station. Honestly, even if one of these teams loses their first member, like that timer could just start going, and this is a good place to honestly be fighting.
OG, a little bit split here. You saw Jay driving around, but Feverful hiding out in the tower. The other duo from the team still in the southern part of the circle. They have hopped in a vehicle, though. Looks like they're going to be heading up here. As you can see, ZRJ just keeping a weather eye on Feverful, making sure nobody comes up and joining them. Meanwhile, this fight's still going on. White has been spotted and dropped by R15, so it is down just to Steph Gray. Although, no, it looks like they got the res onto Shakal, so they were able to buy that res without having to go to the actual res spot. But despite him being up, it's the situation has not improved.
No, not at all. It does look like they're trying to stay more towards the northern side of the zone, though. I wonder if they're going to try to go to the revive station around Graveyard? Not quite sure. It does look like they finally got R15 off of their tail, though, instead of focusing on going further inside of the zone. Oh! Uh-oh, it looks like ZRJ gonna finally lose at least one member. Payne getting the kill on that one. That fight starting to pop off, and revive station right here.
Oh no!
Payne gets another.
Oh man, we were saying OG was kind of hanging out on the outside of the zone, but as soon as they get in, they're just absolutely lighting up ZRJ. 2 confirmed kills now. ZRJ just down to 2. Jordan already taken down to about half HP. Viz will try to reposition, as you can see. I mean, there's Skullbreakers are in here as well, but Skullbreakers look like they're just perfectly content with holding down their hard cover. They will take shots at this from range, but probably won't push out anytime soon. I believe OG, did they lose 2? They might have lost players
like
here.
Yeah, it looks like it. So then I'm kind of surprised to see that Jay, Feverful, a couple of them still sticking around, kind of doing this damage to these players. But honestly,
there's a red spot right on top of them, though.
Yeah, I think that's what Jay's trying to get to. Not gonna lie, he keeps creeping forward.
We'll have to keep an eye on that clock tower. It is going to be a really interesting dance that these guys are doing. As Hags, looks like they spotted out Laonu in the tower, and they'll find 2 right off the bat. Sobri with the big shots, and that's going to be the dinner bell ringing. Blue walls will come down. Grenades are going to get launched. We're going to find another one, although Prince does manage to get one on the push, and there's another grenade right on top of Milla, but Rivera's gone down, and now Edward extremely low, as I believe they're getting third-partied from up the hill, but Hag's trying to push in, see if they can get rid of Sanity. The last one up, he will get the res on Mario. The glue wall's keeping him alive for now, but will they stay? Oh no!
What? Okay, it looks like only one left for Hags. I cannot believe this. R15 is just absolutely peppering them, and because of that, R15 actually gets those kills. No way, they can go on ahead and clean up Laonu. R15 definitely getting the best side of this situation. Oh man, I can't believe that this fight just happened in this tiny watchtower. 2 left. All they need is like a singular nade to just toss up there. But it looks like they're gonna brute force down the walls first.
Oh, it just feels like a matter of time, doesn't it? Laonu trying to hold steady and hold fast with the glue walls repeatedly coming down. Will keep themselves alive for right now, but R15 wants these points, and they will try to get them. Garena will find one, doesn't go down. Mario gonna trade down Doba. Santi will go down as well, as there's one left alive. It's gonna be Mario hiding behind the glue walls. Garena trying to send it in, but they just have so much protection. There you go, Mario finally getting spotted out again. Doba would love to go for the res, but Santi, there it is, finally gets finished off. The tower push that refused to end, and now we've got another one going on, Span.
Oh my goodness, I can just not believe all of the action that's happening inside these little towers. Like, what was Onu doing there? But it looks like it doesn't matter. It's going once again. Fuego, though, actually being the one that's pushing. Poor OG, they were doing so well, being able to pepper down on the fight that was happening inside of the city, but it looks like Fuego wants to take that spot instead. All of the nades being tossed up. These are such hard situations. Why are they going into these positions?
These towers. Well, Jay does get spotted out by Domadio, so that will be it for OG, as Fuego will collect whatever loot they can find under the watchful gaze of, I believe that might have been Skullbreakers. Actually, Skullbreakers has their own problems to deal with. The ZRJ, Jordan will get taken down. The glue wall is preventing them from making the hard push, and you can see Viz actually going to survive for ZRJ, and Fuego now turning their attention towards Skullbreakers from that tower position. While all of this has been going on, Span, the circle has just continued to center on top of Clock Tower.
I'm actually really excited now to see how the rest of these guys are going to be making their rotation on in, because IT Official, entire 4-man up on the northern side. I mean, R15, we know where they are. They're stuck in that little tiny tower that they were in. They killed the team that was hiding in that tower. I wonder if IT Official, depending on their rotation, could do it back. So many teams hanging outside of the zone as well. I mean, there's only a couple avenues that I feel like that they're going to be pushing in, and it's kind of inside of the buildings that ZRJ and Skullbreakers are in. Not too many options.
Oh. Looking at that trench, the sewage canal that Bizarre is kind of starting to work their way in. You've got BG on the north side of that. I think they may have spotted out the two blast players from Club 9D. You can see Shakal and Stevgray trying to do a big wrap, but BG, they're going to have, they're outside of zone. I feel like they've stopped. They've seen somebody. I'm not sure if it was 9D or Pizarre, but either way, they're not making a push just yet, but now they know. Now they know the Pizarre is right in front of them. Ramos will have to be the one to take the first shots. The glue wall will come down. They need to be careful because they hear the grenades. They'll get out of the way just in time.
Yeah, but now they're making their rotation. They're like, okay, don't want to go there anymore. Now we know which direction we're going to go. The thing is this direction isn't safe either, because 90 is now above them. R15 as well, and their little tower could potentially take a look at this. And yeah, it's just all the bullets now raining down on top of them. Looks like 90 is in fact starting to get some of those knocks they were looking for. I mean, they're right behind them, and R15 not going to help as well. They're basically pinched.
Oh, BG getting caught out, as you said, pinched between 9D and R15. Now 9D is eating a little bit of zone damage right now. Have to continue to wrap around, but R15, they still have all the time in the world to make these shots. Luffy will just get down into hard cover using the bush, keeping an eye and seeing exactly where R15 is. Would love to trade something back onto this, but they're just not peeking their little heads here. Shakal gonna go down to the zone, but now Skullbreakers and Pizarre had to make a push in, and they run right into Skullbreakers. It's an outdoor fight. Time turners, glue walls, everything going down. So far, Skullbreakers only down one as they work around the hard cover with the shotguns in hand, and they're gonna find some damage.
Skullbreakers, they were actually in the center of the city, so they definitely actually walked out of here trying to find some sort of action. That last member of SKJ, I guess, ended up going down, and SKB, very happy on that, only lost one member. They used to be a full 4-man, but Pizarre Esports taking 2 down, just 1 left. It looks like running down to the southern side. That's definitely something that they want, but here comes BG as well.
I think you're absolutely right. Skullbreakers hanging out in that clock tower zone for so long. Only 3 kills now, the 3 that they just picked up. So maybe sitting there realizing they were in good position, but just not getting the points that they needed. Anduar gonna have to stop down for a heal here while Palanki will res R15. Meanwhile, cleaning up on that northern side as they will slowly start making their way in. You can see on that mini map, looks like IT Official has made the push in. And they've taken hard cover right next to, I believe that's the last remaining player for Pizarre, and that's Domadios. Skullbreakers have the wall to use here, and they might have nice shots onto R15. Doba getting taken about half health.
Couple of shots, nice hard cover that they're using though against that wall. Looks like R15 has no choice but to run right into IT Official. They are a strong 4-man. They're making big rotation around the map the entire time, but it looks like they're finally inside of their first fight. Nice position though. They're kind of in control of where R15 is going to be able to move here, holding them at these rocks. Have to be careful though, because yep, R15 actually inside the building as well. There's so many people around in this area that are just going ahead and push up on IT. They have to be careful.
R15 had no right to make that push across that wide open hill with IT Official also looking at them, 9D looking at them, but they somehow found a way to do it. 9D will get eliminated, and Fuego is now your new kill leader as they have taken control over the southeastern part of the circle with the overhead. You can kind of see where everybody is. IT Official has that really good hard cover position, but Skullbreakers, Fuego, everybody has hard cover. It's really just a question of who. It's a game of chicken at this point.
Yeah, the zone, though, did pull on over to Skullbreakers and BG, though, so that means Fuego, IT Official, they're going to have to make the push in towards them. IT Official actually might just be on the edge. I have a feeling that Fuego, they're kind of checking out the northern side of the zone, kind of checking out the southern side. Kind of curious which direction they're wanting to go first, but yeah, Fuego is going to shut it down a little bit. IT actually gets a trade, though.
Okay, Fuego will get that res onto Haxino. Res will come through onto Bebeto as well, but Luffy will get the re-knock and the flush as well.
Wow.
So unfortunate for IT there. Luffy just had a beautiful angle onto that before he could get the heals off, and now that's going to let Fuego know that BD is in this compound on that second floor looking over towards IT. IT just going to the corner. It doesn't look like they are too terribly willing to leave the building just yet. Fuego has no choice, though.
Yeah, but it looks like they're actually really spreading out. This is quite interesting for Fuego. They're kind of sending a couple people more up to the northern side, 3 of them. 1 goes down to the south. So I guess if the 3 up to the north taking on IT Official don't make it, at least they'll have in 2 really close by down to the southern side, just inside zone. So we'll have to wait and see, though, when this fight is going to start, because IT Official, they're definitely delaying it as long as possible. Oh, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
I don't think it was either. The grenade going off in the hand of Haxino. He's going to go down himself. I could see what Fuego was trying to do. They were trying to send the throwables into IT here to maybe force them to go fight Skullbreakers, but Skullbreakers wasn't biting, so Fuego now has to do the full surround here.
Oh.
They will go down to a well-placed grenade from Sanji, and now it is down to Calvin and Into on that. Calvin on the north side, he's just surrounded right now. He's getting some support from Into from the low, but Skullbreakers, they're just content to hide out here and just wait for this all to play out.
I mean, there's only 2 of them left. Honestly, being a little bit more passive is the best kind of play. Calvin's going to shut it down, though, instantly. Only 1 left now. I mean, they were just hoping to kind of clean up in this situation, but now they're just going to go on ahead, fully get pushed. So you can see all 3 members of IT Officials starting to make a move out, and Calvin wants to stop him. He's actually pushing aggressively on this, starting to take the shots.
He's making the push.
What?
Wait, what? Calvin?
He got a triple kill. That was so fast.
Was the zone doing that much damage? It looked like he was completely spotted out, and then he just immediately, just like that, he wiped all 3.
Yeah,
Calvin,
it's a triple kill right on the top.
Insane. I cannot believe that Fuego managed to win that game. That is absolutely nuts. IT Official had 3 up. They had 3 up. They had, I mean, it was theirs to lose, and Calvin just with a unbelievable, I want to say a solo performance, but you had Into on the bottom side that was giving Calvin backup and kind of covering the spots that Calvin couldn't necessarily see. So really fantastic duo play on the part of the Fuego there. But here we go. Highlights from that last match span, and there were a lot of them.
Oh, there definitely was. I even think at the very end there, I think Into actually might have been able to take out the last member of Skullbreakers. I think that might have also been what happened down to the southern side. But this was actually really interesting. Like two different moments of the map, there was big fights happening inside of those like watchtower things. I'm surprised how many teams were trying to use them. I mean, they do have some nice sight lines, but it was just also like making some teams that are trying to play them very, very stuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's a I feel like the tower defense thing is kind of a question of who's got more resources, right? Who's got more glue walls? Who's got more grenades? Who can outlast the other? And is it worth to try to make that push when you know if they're putting 4 deep in a tower, they're sitting on like 20 glue wall grenades like that? It's just it's just how it is. And they've got time turners. They've got all that they could possibly need to prevent that push. But they get dug in there like a tick, and it seems like some of these teams have figured out how to play around those tower defense situations so well that it's almost more of a pain to try to go and make that push.
I'm just surprised that so many teams did go on ahead and kind of play on top of there. It even actually opened an opportunity for quite a few third parties, especially on the tower on the northern side. I mean, R15 ended up being able to win out on it from being the 3rd team that kind of got into the situation, but it really was kind of just making so many people stuck in that situation. I wouldn't have wanted to be the one to start it up there.
No, yeah, I mean, and R15 for their part, I could not believe that they were able to make that push from the tower down to IT Officials compound and remain relatively undamaged. Or, well, I mean, they eventually did go down. Obviously, they got picked out, but it took a long time. I mean, the glue wall placement was really, really well done. They were able to kind of keep all that stuff down and support the 2 that made it to IT Officials compound while still kind of keeping that high ground. They were able to kind of keep that going for a lot longer than I think many people were expecting them to. So kudos to R15 there. Fuego as well. I mean, What do you even say about that? Like that was one of those performances that I'm thinking they're probably surprised that they won.
I would be, yeah, I don't know. I'm actually really speechless about it. They were able to get 9 kills, 3 of them in the very last fight, like all at the same time.
Jeez,
Like, you're right. It had to have been like the zone damage, like the perfect timing for Calvin to kind of just peek up and get that triple kill. But I mean, going ahead and grabbing that from IT Official seems so strong. But I guess since they weren't able to clear out right below them, it just went ahead and kind of bit them after a while.
Calvin just coming in and cyberbullying them there a little bit, but right off the bat, good performance from Fuego. Obviously, they're going to lead the lobby in points, but R15 they were taken out a little bit early, but 11 kills. Garena, Diablo, 9 of them in their pockets. Like Fuego, they look like they've come here ready to play.
Oh, they have. I'm kind of expecting, last week they got 3 booyahs in one single day. I'm kind of curious now if they're going to be able to just do it again. They definitely want to chase Dumpstar Esports in this situation. They're the only team that's right above them. They, of course, at this point, all these teams really just want to be in those top couple of positions, those top 8 to just move straight to the grand finals. In this situation, it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm first, but it's about those bragging rights. Like I not only did I got top 8, I got first out of the top 8, and that's what Fuego wants, and you can tell.
Absolutely, and I mean that's how you stake your claim to your drop spots and pretty much everything else, right? If you can say, "Hey, I'm first." If you want to come and try to contest me on my drop spot, that's up to you, buddy. But we're fragging right now, so that's putting your life in your own hands. Great for Fuego that they were able to collect a lot of points there, but they still have catching up to do. Pizarra, despite the fact that they were a little bit more on the quiet side there in game number 1, they still managed to make it to the late game span. They still managed to collect a nice, a respectable amount of kills and also a stack of placement points to go along with it.
And kind of on the complete opposite side of this leaderboard as well, the 3 teams that are all actually in Group A that were in the chance of getting out were Big Drip, OG Wipe Gang, and SKB Esports. But in this first match, SKB, they were a team that was all the way alive into the very end. I think they might have actually gotten 3rd overall, and now they're 19th place. So they definitely do not want to be in those bottom 4 spots. They're slowly dragging themselves out of it. They at least want that LCQ kind of spots between 9th and 20th. So far, they're good, but they have to keep continuing to have at least those games just like that to keep going up.
Absolutely. They a lot of positive things there from Skullbreakers to look forward to. And as you said, the leaderboard, once you start getting kind of down to that area, it's very compact. So a lot of room for growth there, even with as long as you're getting points. You're making an effort. You're climbing. You're putting yourself in a good position. Just want to break this down. I had somebody go back and look at the replay of how that game finished span. So this is basically the breakdown. Calvin walked in behind IT Official at the same time as Into had a cross angle on this. Calvin had a shotgun out, took out one of IT Official. Into knocked one with a woodpecker. The final BG member was off on the side, walked into the zone and died. But Calvin knocked the final IT member with a second, third shotgun blast. And all of that happened within the time span of about a half a second.
They probably had to slow down that footage just to see exactly what happened or something, because you're right, that happened so instantaneously. I can't even, you just spelled it out for me and I still can't even process what I saw versus all of that information. That's so many steps that took to get that win there.
So fast, so fast. Well, there you go. That's a head-to-head from that first game. IT Official and Fuego. IT Official did a great job of holding down that compound, but once you're on that north side, you have that hard cover. You kind of are hard committed to it, right? If you hold it and you find yourself holding it into the late circles. So they managed to do about 1,900 damage, but that was because they had the hard cover. The circle kept going to them, and you're not really expecting them to flex out at all. Meanwhile, Fuego, they were having to flex from fairly early on. I mean, there was so much stuff coming in from that south side, so a lot more damage, a lot more kills. Somehow, IT Official still traveled more distance. I'm not sure how that happened.
Well, they were actually the team that I don't think got in any early fights whatsoever. Pretty in the later zones, they ended up kind of being able to make a big rotation in all the way on the northern side. I was like kind of waiting for them to appear inside the zone, and then they were center, and they had that big building for themselves.
Confirmation. It's because they were running around the house so much to make sure that they had all their angles covered. That's where that extra 0.6 kilometers came from. But there you go. Time survived between first and third, 17-11.
It's the same.
I mean, that's how fast that ending happened. That's absolutely nuts.
I still don't even know what to say about that last
That's
ending.
game one.
I'm excited. Yeah, it's game one. There's still 5 games left. So I guess now, IT official, honestly, they got to come back and get revenge on Fuego. Now I'm prepared for that. I still need to see the Fuego and Pizarro fight, but now, like, IT official versus Fuego, it has to happen again.
Well, we are getting ready to head into game number 2. If it's going to happen right off the rip, this is going to be the time to do it. We've got one more game here on Purgatory, and we will be then switching over. I forgot which map, so it's going to be a surprise to us both.
Kalahari. Bermuda to
See,
Kalahari.
you ruined it. You ruined the surprise. You ruined the surprise for me.
Well, it's right there.
That's Bermuda to part. I'm just completely confused. Anyway, there's our maps for the day. We're gonna finish on Bermuda. We're gonna go over to Kalahari. We'll wrap up on Purgatory. You know, Fuego coming in here strong. We did mention at the top of the broadcast, their Kalahari has been less than fantastic. They've not been able to find their fitting on Kalahari just yet. So seeing them come in here and really pop off in the first couple of games here on Bermuda is definitely bodes well, especially if they haven't managed to figure out their Kalahari just yet.
Yeah, I mean, day 5, they seriously won both Bermuda games and a singular Purgatory game. So none on Kalahari. So now, I mean, I said maybe they'll be able to get 3 wins once again today. Kind of on the trajectory to do so, but kind of curious to see what they're going to be doing on Kalahari first. But game just started. Curious to see where everybody's going to be dropping. There were a good amount of early fights in this last game, but honestly, I was kind of expecting even more for whatever reason. So now I'm curious to see if it'll happen again.
Yeah, we were very focused in on 9D and R15 for the better part of the first part of that game. There were other fights going on, nothing substantial, but as you said, definitely a little bit surprised that we're not seeing a little bit more. But right off the bat, you can see IT and OG going to be landing on each other, and R15 and BG down here in the high loot zone. R15 will hit the ground just a little bit late as Feverful already going to find a knock.
The pan knock came through, but let's see, R15, they always go to blue zone. We said either a ton of points or no points. It looks like this time not starting too good for R15. Actually, great trade, though. New kill leader goes to somebody else, but a good trade so far, and here comes some more damage.
Yep. Keep an eye on the kill feed. IT is just kind of destroying OG right now, unfortunately, is... It looks like OG is down to 2, but right now Bestia looks like he's got that shotty in hand. He is waiting for the push. Darylin gonna put himself out there, and Bestia will clean that up. Knocked and flushed. Luffy is very, very close here, so Bestia needs to be careful about not taking off more than he could chew. Doba will find Dami, and now R15, after losing Garena very early, they are absolutely swarming on BD here. They are not dealing with this. They would love to kill Luffy here and just finish him out. They've got him spotted. Luffy's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, super low. Big push is happening already. And Bestia, yeah, shotgun, they're out. R15, so far 2 for 6 so far. 2 for 2, only played 2 matches. They won their early fights, both in the blue zone. They're going really well so far today.
And unfortunately for BG, nobody able to get away from that one and revive. Looks like for OG, however, Payne will survive the push from IT Official. IT Official just down to Bebeto and Sanji, though, so they've got some residue of their own. But you can see Payne will survive with 41 HP. Feels bad, man. And yeah, oh no, he's wrapping down. He's wrapping down towards 9D.
Yeah, a little bit concerned. He's so far away from the first revive station. If you wanted to get some revives for waiting for about 40 seconds. The other option is, of course, getting those tickets to try and purchase one of those revives. I feel like maybe, I don't even know. I was going to say maybe that would be the safest bet, is getting those tickets and getting that revive, because the revive station's so far away. He has to kind of go between both IT and 9D to get there.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit dicey. He does have the vehicle, but man, I I gotta tell you, man, that car, it sounds like you're gunning it in second gear when you're driving the entire time, and it's just it is so loud. But okay, we got a little bit of an issue here as Pizzata, they got a little bit split up, and now they find themselves with skull breakers right in the middle of them. So you can see Westby and Teco, looks like they know that they've got friends right on top of them. Cuba, I don't think has any idea where Westby is, so you need to be careful here. You don't want to get too exposed. Is Westby looking to see what he can spot out? Is Cuba just baiting this guy?
I don't know, but I'm nervous.
He spotted Teco. I don't think he spotted West.
Oh!
Yeah, he had no idea.
I was gonna say, because he's just running around in the open. Yeah, West starting it off. I mean, he was playing that super carefully, just laying prone. Oh, looks like Navy ended up getting a couple of their people back, and Onu is gonna suffer because of it. One, though, good so far, gets a knock, has a couple more. Santi, let's see what he'll do here. Nice time turner. Oh!
Well, Santi just going to survive as long as he can with those glue walls. Yeah. He'll be able to heal up, but he's screaming at his teammates, please come save me. Santi has now Emilio, but Emilio going to go down. You can see Mario on that cliffside up to the top trying to get some oversight protection, but all this is going on inside of the building. So Santi, that gun is absolutely brutal. He's going to take out a couple of them. That grenade should be not okay. Yeah, they'll be fine there. But Navy, I mean, they res up and they immediately drop right onto Laonu, and I think they were just expecting, either they were, I don't know if they were camping this or were just got lucky, but now Luis is going to get spotted out, and Navy is just in a bad way.
Another one goes down. Onu still has, oh no, another one goes down, so they still have two up, but let's see, a couple last fights happening in the middle of this room. Oh my goodness, Mario, now the last one up.
It's 1v1.
He's booking it up there, though. He's going to take this fight.
It's 1v1. Mario, the last one up here. Chris, I think Navy has another one up. They got Alcalde that's going for the res, so it looks like Mario will be able to get Prince up. The rest of Navy should be rezzed up. Oh, good glue walls. Very, very quick on the trigger with that one. The grenade from Prince could find him. He will. He's going to get Luis. Alcalde now in a little bit of trouble as Prince may have found the range. No return frags coming through, but Prince down to 28 HP. He's got to get on the move. He gets spotted, Chris, and Navy will clean them up. Wow.
That kept going back and forth for me. I'm not quite sure what happened. All I know is that another team ended up being eliminated while we were watching that. Skull Breakers are now down. It looks like IT Official, now starting to make their rotation, actually runs into 9D. And wait, are there 3 teams here? There is. There's 3 teams sticking around.
3 teams all fighting on the high ground and the low ground here, as IT Official will have to stop down to get the res onto MVP, but you can see they are very much pinned at their radio tower location. Beto, as that low ground, is going to try to open up a little bit of a window here. Will do so by getting that knock on a Ciaz. Jordan out in the middle of the street here. Looks like 9D. They're just saying, screw this. We don't want to have to mess with it. The circle is still pushing on us, so they'll use that opportunity to get past. IT has 3 kills now. They have all 4 members up, but they are no better off in terms of position than they were before, as it looks like Babetto's just going to do everything he can to keep them alive.
Honestly, taking this blue zone damage as well, not an ideal situation. It kind of looks like ZRJ, they're kind of making the same rotation, the same direction. I think they definitely have some sort of intentions to catch IT Official from making this rotation. 9D kind of being spared in this situation. They were able to kind of pull off of that. Good timing, get away, get out of the open, and now they're going to be the first ones to get to zone, it looks like. ZRJ.
There you go.
Kind of curious if they're going to hold IT or not. Yeah, just all in a row.
That is a fantastic overhead shot right there to let you know how the situation has adjusted since all 3 of these teams were fighting. Nobody has lost anybody, though. They're still 4 strong, but they are still very much outside of circle. Nobody more so than IT Official here, and it looks like ZRJ, as soon as they cross that bridge, they're immediately pushing out into IT. They would love to clean this guys up.
Oh yeah, there you go. Already sorted out Beto as well. Has to use a bunch of glue walls. Unfortunately, he runs outside of the time tornado, so ZRJ gets 1 down, and they're still absolutely booking it to get even closer. The rest of IT, they're stuck. They're like stuck down here. They're like stuck back inside of a corner, hiding it out. I mean,
Oh
if
no,
ZRJ tries to
ZRJ.
make the push, though, I don't think they realize where the rest of IT official is. But if ZRJ does make this push, I mean, they're going to be completely out in the open. Doesn't look like they want to take blue zone damage at all, so they're actually going to leave.
Wow. Okay. All right. So IT official, they keep 3 up, and they manage to sneak around here. ZRJ, as they'll go and do a little bit of shopping before moving in that zone. Not doing a whole heck of a lot of damage just yet, just tickling for the most part. So IT official should be okay. But ZRJ, they need to have heads on swivels for this. They don't have any idea where IT official is and have absolutely no clue that they're creeping on from the backside. Meanwhile, Club 9D, who avoided all of this, they're trying to make their way in, and they're going to get spotted out by Hags.
Oh man, they did so well getting away from everything else, but of course they're gonna have to run into somebody else. At least they got the first knock though. Down goes Rivera. They're still 3 up and doing a really good job getting closer to these buildings using those glue walls. They know that they need to go and have to try and capitalize off the knock they already gotten. There we go, the nade's starting to drop as well, but those time turners doing good job protecting them so far. There we go, the nade works on one, the gun works on another.
Whoa.
There's still 2 left up for Hags. And here comes ZRJ, they finally arrived
This-
2! No way! The third party, they're just launching themselves here.
This is insane, and IT official doing the exact same thing. ZRJ, somehow Viz lands right in there, and they're going to clean him up.
No way.
Oh my god, ZRJ. That is the most epic third party I think I've ever seen in this game. IT official landing just on the other side of the road. They're going to hop in the vehicles and get on the move here, but ZRJ will get an opportunity to clean up whatever loot they can off of this. They'll spot out the trailing member. I believe that's Bebeto from IT. IT official making it really fun for us. They got Beto and Bebeto. So that's I'm having to keep a very close eye on which one is which as we see how they make their way in. But it looks like they have been cleaned up. So IT official, nope. Okay, Beto did get spotted, but IT official, it looks like Sanji and MVP have managed to make it in, but they have made it in under the eyes of Pizarra and R15. So they should be safe for now. But look at this, Pizarra. If one watchtower wasn't enough, Span,
Another one.
let's take 2.
Yeah, I'm still kind of stuck on that launch pad play there.
Look at that.
Twice, not
And-
gonna lie.
And dropping the care package right on the
Right on
stairs
top.
so that they can't push you.
It's pretty smart.
Just 5
pretty
hit
smart.
stuff, really, honestly.
5 head stuff, you're right. And now they're peeking with a really strong gun. Look at that, using the snipers, doing some damage. Make sure R15 isn't going to come any closer, but of course ZRJ Navy now going to go ahead and be taking a big fight. Oh, one turns to a bush, trying to kind of hide out there, but it looks like going to instantly be shut down by Navy. They're not going to get tricked here. No way, finding the rest as well. No.
Navy is popping off this game, but I mean, right off the bat, there you go. They're gonna find the last one. ZRJ gets cleaned up as Navy now sitting on 8 kills. Navy hanging out on the wrong side of the leaderboard for the most of the first 2 weeks, but through this game, as we said, that right side of the leaderboard very compact. So a huge game for Navy here will do wonders for their leaderboard placement and making a climb. But it looks like the other duo of Pisada has been spotted out and cleaned up. So down to just 2.
Down to just 2, you're right. I'm a little bit worried for Navy, though, because they're the only team that not having a spot inside of the zone, so it looks like they're actually launch padding themselves right on into some safety. Nobody's actually there. Yeah, they just got that. That's so nice. That's such a nice place for them to be able to grab. They probably, I wonder if they ended up hearing the fighting right inside zone. They knew that they had to just go somewhere far. The next zone does pop, though. They're gonna have to leave this spot, but from a much better angle than what they had before. I was about to say I'm so worried, but they instantly turned that around.
Sometimes things just work out.
Yeah.
And this is one of those times for Navy. But as you said, they do have a little bit of traveling to do. They will scout out their rotation path in. But this is the more interesting part. All these watchtowers that have been occupied over here. It looks like for the most part, everybody just kind of holding strong, holding still for right now, and just spotting people out. As Garena, oh, that's a big scary rifle, but he's going to be in a peak battle there against MVP.
They have nowhere to go though, so IT official has to be careful. R15 already sees exactly where they are. The only way that they have to move out is in completely out in the open. I have no idea where IT official is going to go. And honestly, there aren't that many people alive as I was kind of expecting. Nobody really around to punish R15 if they were to stand up and start taking shots. Fuego, though. Fuego, really the only team that's outside of zone that has to make the furthest movement. There's a team down to the south that isn't inside either, but they're going to be fine.
There's that peak battle.
There's the move.
This guy has that grenade launcher in hand, though. Gonna miss. Oh, they'll do a lot of damage to the vehicle, but it's not gonna be enough to get the explosion onto it.
Oh.
But Luis will find Clever as Fuego loses one. Now Garena has found out one from IT. It's down to just Sanji as R15 just holding it down. Garena now with 3 kills to his name, 7 in the bag for R15.
Wow. And now they know exactly where that last member of IT official went. I wonder if that's their next rotation path. There we go, already starting to run down those steps that we just saw. But you're right, they're up on top of the roof. No way, they're holding out Fuego. This team's so strong, but they're out in literally a blink of an eye. We just got here and Fuego's already out of the count.
Oh man, what do you do, Navy? Holding down that high ground, 12 kills now. But unfortunately, once again, they'll have to get on the move as the circle does not fall on top of them. And they will have to reset here a little bit. At least they have the time to reset, Span. Nobody third-partying this just yet. But you can see OG just on that south side. They've been playing it relatively quietly. And now Sanji will get cleared out by R15. And we are down to our top 4 teams. You got 2 from Pizarro that are in the dead center of the circle. The only ones really in the circle right now. As R15 just going to send shots with that sniper rifle over towards Navy.
Yeah, it looks like they're just outside this zone as well. Honestly, I think that only Esports is a team inside of this next zone, inside the watchtower. Everybody else just in the buildings, just on the outskirts, but not quite in the safety. And just a big bonk there from Garena. Nice knock onto one of the Pizarro Esports team members, but not enough for any sort of a push. That is a wide open space. Really, I feel like this is just going to come down to a fight on the teams down to the southern side. Pizarro Esports, if they're able to, should stand up and kind of participate, but they might be able to be in the last fight based off of where everybody else is located in these zones.
I mean, you got Domadios and Agdeal that are just kind of hiding out in that high ground spot, that tower spot, looking to see if they can clean anything up off of this. But look at that, Navy going to pick up more. They're going to clean up OG. And now R15 has that southern side. But look at this. Adil and Domadios, they don't have to do anything. They just get to sit here and third party off of all this. Although Adil gets spotted out by Luis as Navy is starting to open things up here. Now R15 have 8 kills in the bag. Doba going to try to pull in. But right there, Navy will clean up what's left of Pizarro. But they have to turn their attention immediately back towards R15 as Doba has started to push in. Glue walls everywhere for Navy.
Oh my goodness, there we go. Time turner being used. Doba, that was such an aggressive push. It looks like he was able to get one. You're right, the trade did come through, though the rest of R15 no longer close enough. I'm surprised that Navy decided to make such an aggressive push towards Pizarro Esports up on the northern side, but so far, R15 2 left. Let's see if they can be able to just hold this off.
Navy finds another one, but immediately gets traded back, so it's a 2v2 here, unless they're able to get the res. Looks like they will. As, look at that quadra kill now. Chris gets spotted, but Navy is back up to 3. Alcalde gets spotted by Garena as that sniper rifle doing big damage, and now the glue walls are going down. Luis has gone down as well. Ramon, the last one alive for Navy in that sniper tower, will try to make the push, and 2 shots. That's all Garena needs. The sniper rifle singing true, and R15 clutches up a victory. But what a performance from Navy.
I'm really proud of Navy, honestly. Again, another team that we were kind of keeping an eye on, not quite in the bottom 4, but definitely kind of hanging down on the bottom middle portion of the leaderboard. That was a huge game for them. I was going to say I'm a little bit upset they decided to push aggressively towards Pizarro Esports on the northern side. I feel like they potentially should have stayed down below and taken that fight with R15 first, but they still got a second out of that. That was still a really great performance.
It was I can understand Navy's point of view on that. It was a really weird situation to be in because no matter who you go on to, you're going to get third party by the other team. There was no hope for them to be able to force R15 and Pizarro to get into a fight that they could third party on. So if they would have pushed into R15, it would have just been Pizarro just sniping at them from the high ground on the tower. So I mean, it was just a really rough spot for them to be in. They went with the way that was going to get them the most kills, and by God, they found success with that. This was so close, though. Laonu almost had it.
Almost did. That entire game, once again, pretty early fights actually that were really exciting, and then the drop from the launch pad. I was stuck on that the entire game. I'm not gonna lie. Just the launch pad drops.
That was absolutely nutty. I mean, ZRJ just sending it right on top was insane. Garena, I mean, this is just free farming at this point. I mean, he's got the sniper rifle. The glue walls are already damaged. He's gonna find another one. Luis, well, you're out in the dead open now. Cleans that one up, and hey, if nothing else, he hit the drop shot onto Ramon here. That was pretty filthy.
Bonk. Yeah, he was nasty with that sniper that entire time. We kept seeing him get knocks, and then he got the last 3 as well. He knows how to use it. That's all I can say.
19 kills, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, right there is what's that? 31 kills for in the whole lobby between 2 teams. That's just insane. Revive Mechanic is definitely cranking up our overall point totals that we're seeing, since there's just more kills points to be had, and I think a lot of these teams are starting to kind of capitalize on that. This is I feel like this is what Navy has been trying to do for the past couple of weeks, to varying degrees of success. Obviously, this is the most successful I think we've seen Navy be at this, but they're getting involved in early fights and wanting to fight people off the drop. And sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. But this time they actually got the fight, and the fact that they were able to win the fight against La ONU after, like, immediately upon getting their teammates back is just nuts.
Oh my goodness. And all 4 of them are going to be on this kill leaderboard for right now. Only Garena as well going to be up here too. Not surprised to see that. That was just a really amazing performance coming through from Navy, and kind of on the revive system as well. It's not like, oh, more people are getting revived, more people in general are getting more kills. In that game, it seriously was this, like, the same couple of teams that just kept really getting more kills. Like, that was such a top heavy game when it came to points.
Well, it sure was. I'm really excited to see what the overall leaderboards look after this one. As there you go. There's going to be your leaderboard from that game. R15 picking up 40 points. Navy 29 points. That is so huge for. Actually, this is for the day. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But 29 points for Navy so far. That is absolutely huge. R15 with 40 overall. Fuego, after that first victory in the first booyah in game 1, a little bit falling back here in game number 2, but they were still up late game.
They're taking out, quite a few of them were taken out pretty early though, but you're right, they were able to stay alive, still holding on to that 3rd place position. I guess that first game gave them a little bit of padding to continue to stay up towards the top of this leaderboard, but they've already used it all up in this second match. That means these next couple of games, they're going to have to kind of bring that on back, have to definitely get more kills, because 9 kills to 20 kills, that is an insane jump. I cannot believe how many kills that Navy was able to pick up in this match. They got 19. They got nuts. 19 in this last game.
Just nuts. I mean, it's we'll see if they can find that some varying degree of that same success on Kalahari as we are about to switch over maps. But worth noting here, Pisata Esports were in first place overall in terms of the leaderboards coming into today. A little bit of a slow start here, especially when you got Fuego chasing you.
Yep, and I'm just gonna say,
but a little bit of, I mean, comparatively slow start.
And I was gonna say as well, at this point, I feel like I'd be a little bit worried, because so far Fuego has been doing a better performance in these first 2 games than Pisata Esports. But we're about to be going on Kalahari, and the one thing that we know Fuego has some kryptonite on is Kalahari, and I'm surprised by it, honestly, because I don't really. When it comes to maps, right, there are sometimes teams that are just like, oh yeah, this team is so much better on this map, but more consistent teams can perform on all of them. And I feel like usually Fuego is pretty consistent when it comes to both kill points and placement points, but they're not strong on Kalahari. So what kind of is it that's holding them back is what I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they've made any adjustments for that map here going into the final 2 weeks. It feels like it's got to be something that's just for lack of bad luck. I don't know. Maybe there was just something about their rotation patterns that they were taking in that they were just kept running into these high kill, very aggressive teams that were wanting to fight them in positions maybe that weren't always going to be the best for them. So we'll see if maybe Fuego, using that information that they picked up from the first couple of weeks, maybe if they decide to turn things around and change things up a bit, as we are getting ready to head into game number 3. Getting over to Kalahari, and I'm very excited to see how this one goes. We've had 2 barn burners so far, Span. I can't imagine that game 3 is going to be anything less.
And the things that I'm going to look forward to is I'm curious to see if Fuego is going to go right underneath Refinery. I kind of hope they don't, because I feel like that's the thing that's been hurting them. Laonu usually gets in pretty early fights in this map as well, and Laonu, as we know, needs to start coming back and racking up those points. So we'll have to see where they go and see if they're contested. They usually have been, and when they're shoved off their usual drop spots, I feel like they also don't perform well. So will they defend or will they drop somewhere else is what we're going to find out soon.
Well, we got a straight up and down plane. See on that side, match 3 of 6. We've got 6 scheduled for the day. After this game, we will be taking a short break. Let everybody get a little bit of water, maybe get a little potty action going on. But then we'll get right back into it, and we'll bring it on home with 3 in a row as we wrap up the day on Purgatory. But right off the jump, you can see not as many hot drops as maybe we were seeing in the last couple. Navy and BG getting a little close to each other, and R15 and 9D both going for that blue zone. 9D should be expecting this because R15 always goes for the blue zone. Always.
And I think in the last match as well, didn't 9D also end up going into the blue zone as well? I'm not quite sure, but definitely R15 always goes here. They don't have a solid drop except wherever blue zone goes. So once again, R15 is in an early fight every single match. And I think that kind of is why they always have a 50-50 performance. They either do really well or really bad, because it just depends wholly on whether or not they win this hot drop.
Oh, the time turner does not drop in time as Stev will get taken down. White going to get taken down now as well, as the push coming through from R15. Doba does get traded, but the push coming through from Diablo as he is getting work done with that shotty, but eventually does go down himself. Doba now trying to trade back here, and it looks like the flush will come through, but R15 down to just Doba, and Doba has next to no HP, but they win the fight once again. And Span, this is the deal. You're R15, you telegraph to everybody in this lobby. Everybody in this lobby knows off the drop you are going to be in the blue zone, yet they're still winning.
I mean, that's exactly what they need to be. If they know that people always go blue zone and they weren't being such a strong team when it came to those fights, people would just potentially just drop in the blue zone to target them and get some free points, right? So R15 has to be strong, in my opinion. But it looks like another fight happening. BD versus Navy. Navy's had such a huge game this last one. Honestly, they can't go ahead and waste it. Oh, Domi! Great nade. That means they have to be able to be aggressive on this one. But it looks like they're actually being a little bit more passive than I would expect.
A couple other guys really low here. Darlin, the only one that's really kind of trying to make the push in, but he's got nobody with him. As yeah, this is a little bit. I mean, BG just allowed Navy to get both of those reses off of a beautiful double nade, and now that's basically for nothing. As Navy's going to be able to reset, pull back down the hill, and BG now have to be decided. Oh, Alcalde from the rock going to find Ramos. We'll find Darlin as well, as Alcalde is lighting him up.
And Domi has like no HP, honestly. So Navy, they got 2 knocks back. I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to be aggressive. We can kind of see on that mini map there that there are a couple of them moving forward, but not quite a huge push so far. One of the people members,
is out.
Domi is out. Yeah, he's running away. Luffy, he's definitely holding this as a position to kind of be a distraction to Navy. They just need one to get out and use that revive system. But I feel like this went back and forth. Oh, there it is.
Well, they spotted him, and now the 2 knocks will get flushed out. And now Luffy all by himself. As we said, though, Domi is already gone. As it looks like BG, I mean, they had that double knock. It was so set up for him so nicely, but just being a little bit trepidatious, a little bit cautious, not want to make that push in. And now Luffy will go down to Luis. And Domi will have to play this one forward as a solo, but he does have a res station just off to his north. We'll see if he can get the rest of the boys back up here, while Pizada and IT Official are scrapping over here.
Here we go. Nice top spot up there from Adiel. That's the team member on top from Pizarro. That's definitely their top performer so far. So it looks like he's going to be able to get a knock. Good vantage point as well. But, he gets knocked off with the nade. Sanji. That was an insane nade. That's exactly what he needed to do. He went for the flush as well, but he's going to be running into another person. He gets the knock there as well. Oh my goodness.
Sanji putting on a show right now, but he is the last one up for his team. He will flush out those 2 knocks, but immediately needs to get on the run. He needs to get the rest of his team up. But look at this, Westby maybe having an angle there. Sanji, it looks like he spotted him out, and now Sanji realizing he is getting chased down. I don't believe he thinks he can get away, so he is in a little bit of trouble here. Westby takes that high ground. Let's see if he spots him. Doesn't look like he did.
Oh man, I cannot believe Sanji was
Another
able
grenade?
to take down 2 of them though. Yep, the nade goes down, and he definitely saw him there.
Yeah. Oh, this is bad. This is bad for Sanji. They need to be careful about how they push. Don't give him 2 1v1s. He's going to find the first knock. Now Westby has to make the push in. The shotgun.
Oh my goodness, that was so close. I cannot believe it. I was going to say Sanji got down 2 of them already. He can do it again, but he just missed that shotgun shot, Poro.
You gotta be careful, man. You cannot give that man 2 1v1s. Tech tried to push in and immediately goes down. Fortunately, he was able to get Sanji to about half HP, made things a little bit easier for Westby. But that was damn close. As IT official does go down, but not without a fight.
You just need to hit that last shotgun shot. Like seriously, like that was that was a little bit too close for comfort, definitely. But the rest of Pizarro Sports back up, still alive over on the eastern side of this map. Of course, you see BD still kind of looking around, figuring out places to play, and OG as well. We're finally towards the center of this map now because we're watching so many fights happen along this edge, but we know that the fights usually happen around this refinery area. And I'm happy to see right there that Fuego not directly underneath refinery for right now, and I'm kind of hoping they stay that way.
Not just yet. Well, they've at least made it this part with 4 up, and now the fight is popping off over at Refinery as OG has made their way in. ZRJ will be taking their shots from range. Griffo, looks like a few will land, but not get the knock just yet. ZRJ just establishing dominance over the high ground here at Refinery while everybody else starts to move in around them. You can see Laonu, Skullbreakers, Hags, all just kind of hanging around on the outskirts along with Fuego. So everybody just kind of giving ZRJ that high ground, with the exception of OG. And now OG actually starting to push out of there a little bit.
Yeah, OG going straight towards Fuego as well. A little bit concerning. They might go ahead and get in a big fight over there. Yeah. Yep, there it is. Feverful. Right in the middle of all of the Fuego members. And he realized that. Doesn't matter though. Scott will spot him out. Currently the top kill leader for Fuego here. Instant kill points. I'm surprised actually that they tried launching into an area that they couldn't go ahead and kind of spot out, but the rest of the team's not there, so
yeah, Feverful.
I guess he was the scout.
Yeah, Feverful scouting with his body rather than his eyes that time around. Although to be fair, Fuego, a lot of room to hide around here, a lot of boxes to play around, so they weren't necessarily telegraphing their position with glue walls kind of all over the place. So Feverful finding out the hard way that Fuego is holding down that particular area here while we check in with Laonu. 2 on the high ground, and they have spotted out ZRJ, and they're doing some damage through the door. Santi will find the re-knock, but it looks like ZRJ should be able to get that res right on back.
Here we go. Still with the high ground too, of course, that's going to definitely be beneficial here. ONU, again, another team that I feel like we need to start seeing kind of step it up a little bit. And with their current positioning, I'm kind of excited. They might be able to go ahead and pick a fight with R15 and ZRJ if they play this carefully. But, yep, there it is. Nice shots onto Diablo as well. They got to go ahead and start picking these fights carefully. Otherwise, they could start being surrounded from this position.
Oh, I was worried about that. I was worried about that. That was a little greedy from the 2 guys on top. Santi and Prince both kind of tunneling in on R15, completely ignored Griffo in the doorway. So Griffo was able to get that knock, but they immediately get the res back, so no harm, no foul, and they can turn their attention back over towards R15. As Mario going to fake a few shots there, but Hags will find him from the low ground. And Mario a little bit on an island here. Milo is going to have to make a way over, but it looks like should be able to do so.
Yep. Pulling out that shotgun. There you go. Gonna be able to get that res. And all of ONU are back up. So that's definitely a nice thing to see from them. We can see the R15 kind of being separated from each other because of ONU trying to be so aggressive onto them. ZRJ is still just kind of chilling out. Honestly, there's so many people in the very center of this zone that I wouldn't be surprised if multiple people could potentially just start getting involved with each other. And did another team just go out there? No BG. Another one of them went down, it seems.
Yeah, Laonu, this is the smart play. If you're getting shot at from the side by ZRJ, just drop the glue wall down, and then you can just kind of free farm a ADR farm onto R15. If nothing else, they're forcing them to use all their utility for right now. Teco has been taken down for Pizarro. 5 kills already for Pizarro. They've been getting involved early and often on this map as they are trying to finish off what's left of BG. Looks like Domadios is going to get spotted out by Hags, though. So now Westby and Aldiel, the last 2 alive. Westby going to go and rejoin his teammate here.
Oh, nice glue wall as well. Just make sure he doesn't quite get hit there, but we'll be running out in the open here. That's what he's trying to go ahead and use that grapple. Going to take a little damage, but there we go. All nice and fine. R15 and ONU. Looks like they're not quite done, though. Yeah, he's pushing all by himself. Nice knock on Mario so far. The ONU members from up above, though, will finally get the knock. The thing is, one of them has to go down if they want to get that res.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's kind of the point of having the 2 guys on the high ground. I mean, the fact that Diablo was able to push onto him and get those 2 knocks is kind of on that's kind of on Prince and Santi. Like, he should never have been able to get that close, but unfortunately was able to do so, and now Prince and Santi all on their own as those 2 flushes will come through. And now R15, they are pretty beaten up themselves, down to just Garena, I believe.
Oh, okay, here we go. Zone once again pulled up to the northern side. You can kind of see that in that mini map. That means the majority of these teams gonna have to start making a move. All these guys that we're kind of taking a look at right now have to start moving up to the northern side, and of course they're going to be running into each other. This is a lot of people for this zone, I feel like, with the amount of space or places to play that are left.
I mean, well, you can see in the kill feed, which was temporarily turned into a live feed because R15 was able to get 2 reses back, so they'll be back to full strength here. But the problem being they've got Hags and BG kind of right on top of them. Navy, meanwhile, after that big performance in that last game, 3 kills already, all 4 members up. And they are kind of right around ZRJ here. Looks like they spotted him out from the distance, but Fuego, as you can see on that mini-map, right behind him. Underneath him, rather. Oh, and Pizarro as well.
I'm getting a little bit worried once again. Fuego coming up from the low ground right above him. 2 separate teams. A little bit concerning. Of course, usually the high ground gives yourself a little bit of a better advantage if you don't... Basically, I'm a little bit worried. I feel like the teams up above them need to start getting in a fight now, and then Fuego could go ahead and kind of capitalize off that, kind of move on up. But it looks like Navy actually stopped it out. Oh, I thought he spotted them out, but no, he actually spotted out Pizarro getting a knock and a flush onto one of them.
Yeah, Fuego playing just directly underneath Navy right now, so no angle really for Navy to find on them, but they do have one directly onto Pizarro, but they need to pull back as ZRJ has turned their attention over towards this direction, and they definitely look like they want a piece here. OG as well have to push in, and Navy now getting pressed on all sides. They've got the blue on their backs, glue walls are laid down, shotguns are everywhere as there are 4 or 5 teams all fighting right on top of each other. All shotguns, snipers coming in from range here. Jordan with the ZRJ has found the grenade launcher, but will go down himself, and now everybody is dying here. Fuego managing to come up at the high ground and clear up whatever was left. Scott, 5 kills for himself, 8 kills in the bag for Fuego overall, and they'll find another one.
Oh my goodness, there's like 4 people down at one point right there. There we go, though. Into now trying to take the last fight with somebody there. Looks like it will be going in their way. Gonna go ahead and get a res onto Scott. He's the only one that went down, and this entire area in front of them has been cleared. Of course, R15, Pizarro, we can see them just above them to the north inside of the zone. But 7 teams left. It looks like they do have a little bit of an entrance, a place to play out of, and 9 kills. Fuego looks like maybe they're breaking their curse on Kalahari so far, but we'll just have to wait and see if they can continue to capitalize off of this next fight that's starting. Wait! Oh.
It's been looking pretty good for Fuego so far. They do have the high ground. There's a lot of action going on the low side, but Fuego looking like they want to take a piece of Skullbreakers here. They'll find the opening knock on Aduro, but immediately Pelunky going to trade back. Won't find the knock, but will find the damage, and that might be enough to hold off the push for Fuego right now. You can just hear the beeps from the grenades as all the throwables that Fuego was able to farm off of those knocked bodies now being sent down towards Skullbreakers, as Calvin making this push here will have to drop the glue wall to keep himself alive from the pressure from Cuba. But Calvin playing that forward position. He's trying to push out with that shotgun in hand. Angela, looks like Anduar actually going to try to hold down, but Calvin pushes into right with him, working around the time turner. Scott will go down. Cuba, though, will get traded back, and Fuego has cleaned up, I believe, for the most part, Skullbreakers. I think there's one left alive. Is it going to be Pelunky, the last one up? He goes down, and Fuego now 14 kills.
There you go, 14 kills, 3 still up. They did end up losing out 1, but Calvin just being so aggressive. I was about to say, like, maybe he'll go on ahead and get a triple kill in a millisecond, but no, that entire team, Fuego, doing so well at teamwork. I mean, we know how consistent they are. All of them are able to kind of pull their weight when it comes to kills, all of them above 30, but we just went on ahead and saw another example of just how well they can team fight with that again. Zone, hard shift away from them though, so it looks like their fighting is not going to end soon. Next, they have to fight into the zone, where it looks like the last member of Pulsar Esports might go ahead and kind of spot out Hags here, but we'll have to wait and see. Same with OG Payne, last one up here too.
Remember, Payne was by himself from the very beginning of this game and has made it all the way to the end here. Hags, 4 deep. They do have the hardcover compound, but the problem is they've got these 2 solos on their back, so they can't give their full attention over towards keeping Fuego from pushing down, and as a result, looks like they're going to do that. Okay, Payne does finally go down. Hags will turn their attention back over towards Fuego. Hexino and N2 trying to make their way down. Scott, or Calvin rather, already in the mix. As you can see, he's running around down there on the bottom side. We'll find Payne. We'll go down to the grenade from Rivera, but that might open up a little bit of a door here for Axino to push. Yes, he's got the glue walls both go down at the same time, as Hags is just free farming damage over into Fuego. They've cleaned up everything else. There's not really much else they can do.
Just 1 left into the last one alive for Fuego. Let's see if they'll be able to stay alive. Hags now making the big push out. The thing is that there's still Pulsar Esports. 1 member from them still alive. He'll probably go ahead and potentially third party this. He has to, honestly, if he's going to hope to kind of take this first place away from Hags, but the fight's happening. Fuego goes out next. Looks like... Wait. No way, Pulsar! There's just a 1v1 left.
Deal has the high ground. He's fighting everybody. Sobri only has 4 HP left, and Adil knows it. He's trying to push in. The shots don't land from Sobri, but Adil still has this high ground. He's going to flush out the 1 kill. There's no way. There's no way Adil could do this. He's got 5 kills already. Can he make it 7 and a victory? Sobri hasn't even had a chance to heal up yet. I don't even know if he has heals to use. Adil will pull it out. He's going to find 1, but won't find the second, and Hags will clutch out the victory, but it was a little sweaty there.
Again, another situation where you could have told me either of those teams won, and I would have believed you. That was so close to the very end, too. Beautiful usage of the high ground and waiting for that exact moment to strike. As a solo, like, you have to pick your battles in perfect timing, and honestly, he almost did it. Almost.
I mean, if you're going to have 1 player left as your solo player, you might as well have it be the top fragging player in the lobby from the first 2 weeks, Adil, as he was just absolutely bananas. 5 kills, 6 kills, actually. I think he was able to flush out the last one before eventually going down. But Adil, fantastic solo performance. But again, I think the story has to be Fuego finally finding their footing on Kalahari.
Oh yeah, that is definitely the first thing that I honed in on immediately. It's like I saw them underneath the refinery. I was absolutely terrified. All the fighting around them started popping off, and then they somehow had 9 kills. I'm like, what?
I mean,
definitely kind of found themselves there.
To be fair, that was just an absolutely wild fight going on underneath the refinery there, the scaffolding. Fortunately for Fuego, I mean, they were just able to kind of sit down in that valley and hear all of this going on, and then they just kind of came up and cleaned up whatever was left. And what easy cleaning it was too, is they were able to pick up, I believe, 7 kills just off of the knocks that they were able to find there, and then they turn that into 14. Eventually do get taken down by Hag in the end, but Adil making things a little bit dicey for Hags.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Almost got it once again, but nope, they will take it. The first Kalahari. Of course, we have one left, but seriously, Fuego, I feel like the last couple of matches I saw them play on Kalahari, they didn't play how they usually play. Usually, I'm so used to them being super aggressive, pushing, getting those kills immediately. The last couple I saw them on, they were just sitting and waiting and not being aggressive. And I'm confused. This one, I feel like we saw the normal Fuego once again, finally on Kalahari. And I'm expecting them to do the same thing this next map.
There you go, your leaderboard from that last game. Hags with the victory and 9 kills will net themselves 21 points. That's going to be huge for them, as well as they're trying to make sure that they land in that top 8, or if nothing else, in the shot for last chance qualifier. Pizarra will find 17 points. This is, again, quietly, Pizarra, 8 kills, 17 points overall with that performance from Adil. That's absolutely huge, especially when Fuego is popping off the way they are.
Yeah, 14 kills, 22 total points. Got the most points for that match. Didn't get the win, though. That was a really hard rotation towards the end, but still, Scott, Calvin finding themselves up here with Adiel and Edward, though. All of these teams really went on ahead and performed this match. Dauba, for 15, finding himself up there on the leaderboard, too.
I mean, R15 just keeps impressing me with the fact that, you know, the amount of guts that it takes to say, we are going to drop in the high loot zone every single time.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to come and take us, you know where to find us. And yet they keep winning those fights and they keep collecting more kills. 29 kills overall on the day for R15 official. 50 points makes them our daily leader so far. And still 3 more games to play, the second half of the game, the day to play. But so far, it's been a great day for R15 and Fuego.
And it looks like the kills have once again righted itself. It used to be whoever was in third place only had 9 kills. The team above them had 20. So it looks like finally everybody has kind of now regained some points. That second match just absolutely top heavy. This last one kind of making it a little bit more even again. Still a ton of movement. Look at all of those green and red arrows. So these next 3 matches, still a lot of opportunity for these teams to be finding themselves higher or lower on this leaderboard, honestly.
Well, we're definitely looking at team like well, I gotta say it, Club 9D sitting in 15th, or just kind of at the bottom of the leaderboard so far today. Maybe not exactly what we're expecting from them, but 3 more games left to play, 3 times that they can right that ship and get things back to where they'd like them to be. But we are ready to take that quick break span like we were talking about. When we come back, we're going to have our final 3 games of the day. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll return real shortly. Hello, everybody. We are back once again for the second half of this Groups Day with featuring Groups A and C. But before we get to talking about what we've seen so far today, we want to remind you to make sure to log in to Free Fire on 312 to experience the Creed of Fire Peak Day and get a free P90 Metal Wing skin and a Brotherhood pin to complete your Assassin's Creed collection. So make sure you log in on 312 to get all of that right now. That's tomorrow. It is tomorrow. Boy, man, I have a hard time with dates, you know.
You could have told me it was in 2 weeks from now. I would believe you.
Time is a construct. It's a construct of which I have no understanding. But I'll tell you what I do understand. We've got 3 games left, and so far it has kind of been the R15 and Fuego show, hasn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, R15 getting a fight immediately every single game, has won every single one, 3 for 3 so far. And I'm really excited to see if they're going to be able to continue it. Yeah, just for today, this is their stats. 9.7 for R15 official in the game so far.
Look at the damage difference, too. And I mean, that's Fuego. I mean, this team is popping off as well, but R15, like you said, I mean, it's just been, they've just been getting hot dropped, it seems, every game, and they're winning.
16 points. I was going to say, though, look at their average points. Their average points are actually really, really similar, though. 0.7 more for R15, though. And I assume that that's coming from those kills, really. So both of them doing pretty well being consistent in that aspect. But R15 is just way more kills. With Fuego, way more placement points. So
it all levels out. It all levels out in the end. But we've got one more game on Kalahari. We are getting ready to send it over there. We'll see if we see any more teams decide to hot drop R15 today on a day where it seems R15 just can do no wrong in that blue zone early on. But you know, it seems like Club 9D, you know, we talked about how they're kind of sitting a little bit low on the leaderboard, not having the same success in the early games.
no, they're not. We haven't really, honestly, I feel like we haven't really seen them in the early games that often. Some of the times that we have gone ahead and spectated them, it was for the wrong reason, the not good situation for them. So otherwise, you don't really see them until it feels like a tiny bit later, where again, it just seems like for the wrong reason. So hopefully coming into this one, you already said it, we're at the halfway point for today. Hopefully they'll go ahead and kind of bring it back last time in Kalahari, and then we could see them dropping right there. They're alone, so hopefully they can get further in this match.
Yeah, as you said, a lot of times still for any team that's been having a little bit of a negative performance so far today to right the ship, as we do have 3 games remaining. Let's see, who's it going to be this time? R15 and Fuego in the blue zone.
Nice.
That's how we want to start things off for the second half of the day. Who's it going to be? As it looks like Garena already has gun in hand. We'll take shots over towards the Into, but they're just not landing. And he's going to go down to the back from Calvin, as that will be the opening knock in this battle of heavyweights.
I did not expect this to happen whatsoever. It is just so ironic that the blue zone decided to go exactly where Fuego drops. Diablo, though, being super low, about like 3 HP is my guess, but it looks like 2 down on each side so far. In the distance, we can actually see another team kind of creeping on over. But let's see, Bestia has a little bit of the high ground here. Doba being super, super patient as he's waiting for his person to go ahead and reveal himself as well. But oh man, if you had to make a bet right now, Poro, who's coming out of this?
It might be Laonu, because they, as you said, we saw Skullbreakers on the north side, but they're running away. Laonu actually on the south side is pushed right into this, and they're looking to see if they can maybe find something off of this, and that would be absolutely huge for that squad here. Looks like Into will get taken down. Diablo still with like 2 HP left, has not been finished off just yet, but you see Laonu starting to make their way in, and they are now fully here, and they are looted and ready to go. Diablo 2 HP. There it is.
Onu honestly needs to be taking this fight. They always drop in the position that they dropped, but honestly, coming in third party, this is huge for them. Like, this is definitely the correct choices they have made. And actually, R15 is going to be running into them. Fuego, I think, just got handed an get out of here card. R15 now distracted by Onu, as Fuego just running away at this point. Prince taking a couple bits of damage, but R15 going to continue on pushing. There we go. Prince goes down. I wonder if they realized that this was a different team until that knock happened, but the trades, no way. 2 down for R15 now.
Oh, Bestia's going to go down, and now Garena, the last one up for R15. He's going to see if he can try to turn things around in this fight. Big shots coming through. Garena with 3 HP will go down in the end to Laonu, and they will be able to reset. Meanwhile, Club 9D again has run into another team early. They lost a Joan, but will get that res. Navy, though, pulling the full surround here.
I cannot believe that. Looks like 2 down for 9D, though. Again, spectating them right when we don't want to be seeing this. So another one goes down. James is the last one alive. He is now trying to book it away at this point. Got to go ahead and get that quick revive, though. But no way. Here he comes, Navy now right behind him. Will get the re-knock on the person he just knocked. But James, no, not enough. Not enough. Club 9D out. And I saw this happening. Skullbreakers ran down on this. This wasn't a third party. This was a fourth party as well. Skullbreakers running into Onu.
Just unbelievable. Okay, Skullbreakers could absolutely use a dub here in this fight. Asante will go down first. Prince knocked very, very low as well. Mario looks like he's trying to maybe escape here as he's going out to the north side. Those two will get flushed out. Yet Mario and Milo trying to dip out from the north side. So Skullbreakers will manage to get 2 kills relatively free there. It's still going back. Fuego, they lost one right off the jump. They managed to get all 3 of the other guys out, and I believe, I don't know if they've gotten the res just yet, but they're running for those res stations right now. So I mean, gotta give credit to Fuego's game sense to know when to dip.
I can't believe actually that they were able to leave when
it was
did,
perfect
honestly.
timing.
It really was. And then there was 2 other fights that happened in that same location. I mean, Onu, we can see them now running up towards Foundation. They got out, but that was, if Fuego had stayed there, it would have been worse. It would have been worse. They're about to run to ZRJ though, around that refinery area. Nobody inside of refinery though at this point. I'm kind of surprised to see that, but I assume because of the zone pulling so far over towards the eastern side that finally people aren't going to be kind of stacking up there for the first time. Kind of curious to see how people are going to play this because we haven't quite gotten this just yet. Okay.
Well, Calvin laying the shots from range. Haxino will be the one to finish it off, though, with that sniper. And that's going to be another point in the bag for Fuego here. Now ZRJ down to 3. As you mentioned, Refinery empty. ZRJ was the team that was playing it before. And now they've opted to go down towards this south side. So it's also worth noting, Fuego didn't stop at either of those res stations to get into back in the game. So maybe trying to play a little bit slower. That res station did definitely dangerous, and you got to sit around there for kind of a long time waiting for your man to get back in. But not going forward just yet. And meanwhile, Jay looks like he's spotted out somebody from BG inside the compound, and now the rest of OG starting to make a push in.
I don't think he quite realizes how many people are inside of this city. He's just running directly in front of them. I mean, if he's able to go on ahead and get up on top of that building first, might be helpful, but BD now kind of waiting it out. They're continuing on with their rotation. Actually, maybe they just missed each other. Nope, there you go. Getting shot in the back now, out in the open. Perfect timing for OG, honestly, but Domi still inside the compound might really be able to help out his team.
The problem here is you'll just now see them showing up on your screen. Pizarro has showed up on that southern side, and they're actually going to lose a deal right off the jump. So a knock comes through. Pizarro only with, looks like they're only playing with 3 this time around. So definitely can't be losing a deal that early, that quickly. But that's a good turn as they'll immediately get 2 knocks back, 3 knocks back as Pizarro doing damage from the high ground.
That is insane. Looks like Domidios obviously going to go on ahead and make a big rotation immediately. They're trying to get those angles to kind of capitalize off of this. Jay fully down, but 3 still up. All the rest are able to come through. BG and OG now directly on top of each other. They're going to start fighting, and honestly, Esports being the team kind of on the outskirts, they're going to be able to third party this. Definitely the advantageous position. Kind of curious to see how this is going to go, or if these teams in the middle might not be willing to fight because they know another team's in the distance.
And this is a nasty little surround going on from Pizarro as well. They've left Domadias and Westby on the south side. A deal went off to the north to do the full surround on everything. And now Ramos will find this knock on the sauce as Feverful tries to take the shotgun from the inside. We'll find Luffy, and there you go. Big Drip is eliminated. But now OG is down to just Pain, and Pizarro knows exactly what is going on. They saw the kill feed. They're making making the push in. Payne will get the res onto Sauce. We'll try to get on the run once again, but Pizarro is already there. The grenade from Adil will take down Feverful, and will they spot out the last one? They sure will. Domadios will get him, and that's 6 kills now for Pizarro.
Wow. I just can't believe that they were able to identify that that's something that they were able to go ahead and pick up with one less person. Just super opportunistic team being able to capitalize off of that. And now they can go ahead and continue to play the rest of this game. They got those 6 kill zones right next to them. They can go ahead and continue to play this match. Of course, we're still kind of visiting a couple other teams towards the more center of this zone. You can see Navy kind of hanging down on the southern point of this. ZRJ right beside them, same with Hags, Fuego in the distance. There's actually a good amount of teams that still need to kind of make it inside this zone. Pizarro Esports just on the edge. ONU and Skullbreakers, they've been kind of chasing the zone this entire time, it feels.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we remember Skullbreakers winning, going out and third partying that fight, fourth partying that fight over by the maze. Cleaning up a couple of members of Laonu, but it looks like Laonu went to the north side. They managed to get the reses on both of their teammates, so back up to full strength. But both of these teams, as you mentioned, just running with the zone right now, very far outside of the circle. We'll have to try to find a way in, and the way they are heading, Skullbreakers on the south side, very, very full right now with Navy, ZRJ, and Hags. Meanwhile, Laonu look like they might be heading directly into the line of sight of Pizarro. As you mentioned, though, Fuego dead center, IT official dead center. So so far it looks like everybody's kind of calmed down things a little bit here during this circle after some very, very violent early game.
Yeah, it looks like Fuego is also able to pick up into, so they're all 4 up now, and ZRJ gonna run directly up on top of Navy. I don't think they realize where Chris is right now. This is obviously a perfect opportunity for him to get a cross angle on ZRJ though, and I think they just spotted him out. As the push comes through, Chris goes down, here we go, Junior now making a push on in. Navy not looking too good, 3 inside the building.
Yep, Jordan and Sias trying to make the pushes here. They've got grenades and grenade launchers in hand, but Navy holding the line right now as Viz does get flushed out. Chris still knocked. Navy trying to reset here a little bit as you can hear the grenades falling all around them. Jordan will find Chris. We'll get the flush onto that as Sias, as Jordan will be hiding amongst the glue walls right now. Ramon spotted him out, but has no backup just yet as the rest of his team kind of resetting a little bit. As you can see, Hags now has an oversight into all of this, taking shots from range, but now Sias and Jordan in a little bit of trouble.
And it looks like they actually have to make the rotation into them. This next zone closed. So honestly, Skullbreakers and Hags won't be surprised if they kind of push over here, but Jordan goes down. That means there's just 1 left for ZRJ, and he's already spotted, trying to push him back with those nades, but unfortunately not quite going to hit. The glue walls come up as well. He can't disengage from this. There we go. The push happens, and that is it. ZRJ eliminated. Nice triple kill coming through from Ramon, actually. And of course, though, Hags, Skullbreakers, they're actually going to go ahead and get the next fight.
Ramon dirty with the UMP, with the SMG in hand. And worth noting, Skullbreakers just arrived to the circle, the bottom of the circle, managed to get a couple of those kills themselves. So 4 kills now in the bag for them, and they have spotted out Rivera from Hags. Has that high ground, but has to make the push through. Skullbreakers will take the low side, as the rest of Hags will try to regroup and defend their man. Rivera outside has dropped down, will drop the glue walls, but Kuba will find him with the shotty. But there you go, you can see from range, Pana not even shooting over in this direction. Cuba is just free to loot this in the wide open. This is gutsy.
Maybe as a solo outside of zone doesn't want to go on ahead and let them know of their position. Maybe he wants to go on ahead and prioritize those placement points a bit more. The thing is that Skullbreakers, they know that there's at least 1 more person around here. That wasn't an elimination. That was just a down and a flush, right? So they definitely were. You can see even Polonki right there just looking around everywhere to see where the last member is. Puna needs to go ahead and make a push on inside this zone really carefully at this point.
You saw in the kill feed, Navy got the late game res there. Adil, though, going to go down and get flushed out by IT. Well-placed grenade just right on top of Westby. Knocks him down to about half HP. Domadios not in any better position as he is getting knocked very low. The push coming through from IT official. Westby tries to do the okie doke, but doesn't get away with it. Domadios does get the heal off, but he has been spotted out as well. Shots coming from everywhere. Laonu also, I think, taking shots from the high ground. Actually, that's Navy. Domadios still alive, though. That might, the shots from Navy actually might be keeping Domadios alive here, as it's preventing IT official from really pushing into this any more than they would like to.
Oh man, yeah, Navy kind of in a stuck position, IT official kind of in a stuck position. At this point, the zone's so small, centered on up. All these people that were playing around these edges gotta go on ahead and make a push on in. And this zone is so helpful for these long range fights. I mean, based off of, like, it's not a flat area, right? There is some high ground, there is some low ground. Everybody can see each other. That's why all of these people are fighting from so far away from each other. Onu actually taking a fight with Fuego as well. A couple of people down on both sides, right in the very center of this map. People, honestly, are probably going to be pushing in on this to try and capitalize and grab this spot for themselves.
The bounce off the time turner almost takes Mio out and actually gets knocked down to about half HP. Mario with the high ground, trying to see if he can defend his teammates a little bit, but and once again, you're in these buildings. It's so hard to snipe from range because there's just so many places for these guys to hide. But Prince is going to find some nice damage with a well-placed grenade. Gets into as he goes down now. Prince gets traded back, and here comes the push from IT Official. This is W-Key IT Official at its best. They have been pushing into everything face first. Meanwhile, you can see just on the other side of your screen, Domadillo still alive for Pizarro. We've seen what solos from Pizarro can do in the late game. There you go. Fuego will get eliminated by Santi. Mario and Milo still alive as well. Onu down to 3, 8 kills in the bag, though.
Fuego definitely not as good of a game as this last one, but still going out in 7th place. Definitely still better than the performances that we have been seeing before. This definitely really difficult zones, hard shifting on over to the eastern side. I mean, just look at how many people are left up at this point. 16 people. A bunch of these teams are actually pretty picked apart, really tiny, and unfortunately, there we go. Another member of Navy goes down. Last couple of fights left in this.
And Navy missing their opportunity to get that res on Alcalde. They're going to be playing down with Luis and Chris now. The circle will pop, and it's going to go pretty much to the center. Nobody really favored by this. Skullbreakers have this high ground spot, but they're going to have to move down here eventually. They will take a knock there from a nice sniper shot from Mario. IT Official, meanwhile, still 4 up, just swarming around the lower side of Santi's compound here. Lots of different angles from Laonu, and they have these snipers that they're trying to make work. They're finding damage. They will get the flush onto Anduar, but you can see Cuba would love to just get in a peek battle with Mario.
And honestly, all of them have to actually push towards the circle, towards Skullbreakers. So Skullbreakers, I feel like, definitely has a pretty great position from here. They did have one person behind them that I thought could really potentially hurt them. The last member of...
Oh, the grenade!
Oh! I missed it, but it ended up working. Babito goes down. Beto down. IT Official, I think it's only MVP left, isn't it? This is a hard situation over here.
Indeed it is. IT Official down 1 up on the roof as Laonu cleaning up on the low side. 10 kills now for that squad. You can see Santi will try to find MVP, but MVP gets the jump on him. Will go down eventually, but not before he takes out one from Laonu. Now Mario and Milo. Domadillos is starting to wake up as he's found one off of Navy. Domadillos trying to get into the 1v1 with Chris, and he's going to win it. Domadillos now with 4 kills, 8 kills for Pizarro. He's been spotted out from range by Skullbreakers, though. But Skullbreakers has to come down from this high ground. They can't stay up here.
And he still has a little bit of a building, so Domadillos, honestly, perfectly fine, capable. It looks like they're starting to make a push towards the northern side, too, so Domadillos, as the solo down there, might continue to be fine inside of this fight. Let's see, though. Yeah, a lot of nades being chucked towards Onu at this point. They don't want to coming any closer. Skullbreakers bringing the fight to them instead, holding them against the blue zone, instantly are taken out. That means the entire members of SKB versus Domadillos now.
I mean, how many grenades did Cuba have? He just dropped them all. Domadillos will find the knock on Aduro there as the push comes through for Palunki and Cuba. Domadillos will find one, but he won't be able to get the other two. A valiant solo effort, but in the end, Skullbreakers get the victory.
Yep, they got that booyah. I mean, that was a really, really hard ending, I feel like, for all those teams that found themselves on the western side. That zone kept hard shifting towards the east. Skullbreakers honestly positioning themselves on that eastern side. They knew what they were doing. They knew that they were probably going to be one of the few teams over there. So they honestly just got to wait for a really long time for all those teams over to the west to just take each other out, make themselves really weak, take down a couple of the members. Skullbreakers, you saw them. They just chucked all of the nades. They just hard pushed in there. They knew that it was the last couple of fights. They still had all of the utility in the world. That was definitely a good game for them waiting over there.
Absolutely. It was a very busy game for Skullbreakers as it started off with this fourth party fight. They came in and cleaned up what was left, or at least a couple of members of Laonu before having to make that long wrap with the blue at their backs on the south side. They end up coming in and cleaning up, but lots of fights going on here. Pizzada doing big damage. Lots of kills going over into the pockets of that squad. Domadios making it all the way to second, so placement points going for them as well. As you can see, IT official, we're rolling as 4, man, but it was just so hard to clean these guys out of these hardcover buildings.
I mean, they had the whole 4-man, but these buildings, honestly, it seems kind of like a maze, even though it's very straightforward. Just taking all these fights with how many people like kept popping out of nowhere, it seems like one after the other just kept going down, and till the very end, honestly. Domadios came down to a 1v2. 2 people pushing up against him when he had like 5 HP left. Hard situation, but so close, honestly. If he was able to get involved in that last fight a little bit earlier, it might have swung the other way, but otherwise, Skullbreakers very strong up to the end.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that we've needed to see from Skullbreakers as well. I mean, it was just kind of middling performances here and there. You know, they haven't been doing terribly, but I think a lot of people were expecting a lot more from them. It's been a little bit of a slow start, whether that be because of having to share drop spots with people or just kind of getting adjusted to the meta of having the revives back. But so far so good, as they have kind of rallied here in this last game on Kalahari. Now we have 2 more to go as we switch over to Purgatory, but again, still, the story has to be Fuego, R15, how they're able to consistently find the late game and stacks of kills to go along with it.
It really is. I'm kind of excited to see now. They're definitely kind of going at each other's necks in terms of who's going to be in the top, at least for today, right? So right now, still kind of holding it out for both of them, but also Skullbreakers being able to bring it back. I'm kind of curious as well. Will the others that were kind of in that really dangerous spot or down in those bottom 4 places, Big Drip and OG Wipe Game, will they be able to go on ahead and kind of bring it on back to it as well? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it would be perfect. 2 more teams have to kind of bring it back, and there's 2 more maps left. So
yeah, it's definitely been tough sledding for OG Wipe Gang and Big Drip. OG getting 4 points at least for themselves that time around in that game. Skullbreaker though, 24 points, big stuff from them, as well as Pizzada with another 18 points. Now they haven't gotten a win span, but they have constantly been getting double-digit points. Nice little stack of kills to go along with themselves, and they've been holding off the push for first overall from Fuego.
That's true. That's true, and looks like we're seeing a couple of different people actually on this kill board for this one. 2 members from Skullbreakers finally going to be up on there too. Domodios, he was absolutely on fire, as well as the last one up for Pizzar Esports, and 2 members from Onu. Once again, I'm actually pretty proud of them for going on ahead, being aggressive, pushing into that fight at the very beginning of the game, but they have to honestly continue to do that, in my opinion.
Look at that. For the day, Fuego and Pizzada are tied at 54 points apiece, 25 kills to 24 kills. Navy, man, where did Navy come from? They have just been absolutely on fire for the last couple of games, and it's been a joy to watch.
It really has. I mean, just a 19 kill game as well. It looks like from there, they kind of really found their footings and continue to be consistent from there, and holding on to that 3rd place. Didn't go up or down, so 2 more matches. We'll see if they'll be able to kind of continue to stay up there, because again, another team that we're kind of not entirely worried about, but definitely more towards the bottom of the entire leaderboard. Like, if they continue to stay where they are right now, they definitely will be going into the last chance qualifiers. Definitely not the last 4 where you just get out completely, and that's honestly better than getting out. So we'll see. At this rate, if they continue to hold these numbers, they might be able to make it actually into that top 8 if they keep going at it.
There you go. And Hags as well, having a pretty decent day for themselves, 31 points overall. Only 12 kills, but that means they're finding the late game. They're getting some decent placement points here. You know, they just got to start winning those fights, those 50-50 fights that they're coming just out on the short side of, but they're so close. I mean, so many of these fights, man, it feels like you're seeing 4v4, and it's coming down to a 1v1 that one person will win with like 10 HP left. It's absolutely nuts.
Especially these last couple games, I definitely feel like even towards the late game, it's like usually it's you can kind of tell, like, oh, this team might go on ahead and be able to take this, but these last couple have been pretty, like, I can't guess. Like, I don't know how the fight is going to go on ahead and end up, and that means it's really close. All these teams are really playing to the best of their abilities right now, trying to go on ahead and win those fights, get the points, get to the top, because I wonder if they're starting to feel that fire, right? We already said at the very beginning that this is officially the halfway point for the entire event. Like, now they have to go on ahead and improve their performance if they weren't in the spot that they wanted to before, which is, of course, the top 8.
Absolutely. There are no easy outs in this lobby. Every team is deadly and dangerous. And it is, you got to be on your game. And a lot of these guys definitely on their game here today. As we have 2 games remaining, we are ready to head over to Purgatory to round things out for the day. And that yellow screen means that we are already in the plane. We're ready to get into the game. Let's see where this one decides to take us. Let's see if anybody else, at this point, is it people hot dropping R15, or is it R15 hot dropping people that happen to loot where the blue is going?
You know, I feel like it's people dropping R15 only because, right? Actually, I don't know. That's a hard question. How dare you? I was going to say, like, R15 always goes blue zone, like, no matter what. Like, that is just blanket statement, right?
Like, I almost feel like they hot dropped Fuego in the last game. You know what I mean?
But it was also the blue. Yeah, I guess you're right. The thing is that when you see that, though, you know, like, automatically, oh, R15 is coming. They always drop blue zone. You know what I mean?
True, but it's like, if I loot Crossroads all the time, right? And now all of a sudden the blue zone is on top of Crossroads, I could just be like, well, I know R15's coming. Like, I'm about to get hot drop. This is about to happen. Like, it's I don't know.
Well,
either
the entire
way,
map belongs to them. What do you mean?
Exactly. They get free fall wherever they decide to go. Well, they're getting a lot of company this time around, as everybody is getting a lot of company. A lot of hot drops going on here, as we're going to be looking at IT, Official, and BD with another team as well, kind of right off in the distance. I'm not sure who that is, just off to the east, but in the blue zone, we've got La ONU, Navy, and R15. So lots of fights going on. That kill feed is going to be popping off all over the place here as IT Official trying to push in. Looks like they may clear off 2 of BD. Yes, they will. Domi up will try to take shots at MVP. Will land them and not getting a lot of return fire in his way. But IT, I mean, they are just pushing right into this, aren't they?
They really are. I'm kind of scared, too, because we know that Fuego drops around here as well, and they're so aggressive. So if they do not clean up this fight as fast as possible, Fuego might go ahead and make an appearance. But it looks like IT Official got those 3 kills so far. Still somebody kind of in the distance, not quite sure. I don't know. 9D Fuego still all on top of that bottom island there. Just have to wait, honestly, see if anybody else will start running into each other. But R15, though, and Navy back up to the north, back to that blue zone. You're right. Not 1, not 2, but 3 teams actually dropping near each other in this blue zone.
Man, R15's paid the price for it, as they're down 2 right off the bat. Garena and Bestia already out. So Doba and Diablo now kind of playing solo. Doba has gone down towards the coast, but it looks like Navy has spotted him out. Diablo, meanwhile, may have been spotted out by La ONU. As oh, there you go, Luis. Spotted out Doba, taking the shots around the tree. Doba in a little bit of trouble. The time turner comes down. Not sure if he's got any glue wall grenades to really work with here. He does have that SMG he can try to work with, but he's not even going to get a chance to use it. Chris will hit him from range, and that will be it for him. Diablo now the last player up, and you can see him up on the distance. But look at this, Skull Breakers. They're going to find Luis. Navy fighting off a little bit more than they can chew.
I did not expect that whatsoever. There's so many teams out in this area. Skullbreakers making the big rotation up to this northern side as well. If they go on ahead and continue this fight with Navy and actually keep going, they might run into the last member of R15 or even ONU. So I guess they really heard this fighting, saw that in the kill feed, knew that this is around what they dropped, decided to go on ahead and capitalize off of it. Actually, this is their rotation zone into this big first circle as well. So Skullbreakers, honestly, finding them in the perfect position both for rotations and kills. I'm a little bit worried now for Navy and R15, but it looks like Navy actually, I think they just got the revives. They're back up.
Yeah, they sure did. Back up to 4, and third partying the blue zone seems to be a viable strategy, as you're always going to know R15 is going to be there, and chances are somebody else is going to be there with them. So if you can get over there in time, you could probably find yourself a couple of points off of it. This time Skullbreakers find 2 off of Navy, but they, as you said, immediately get those reses back. So back to square one as ZRJ a little bit close to Pizada here in the lower part of the circle, just outside of Brasilia. Here the grenades falling around, but nobody finding any knocks just yet.
Now it seems kind of like a little bit of a stalemate so far, kind of holding these buildings, but they've been down here for a while. They've been kind of taking a look at them. Oh yeah, IT official goes out, Fuego finds them. Fuego looks like we knew that fight was going to happen. All of them on that island can't all stay there at the same time. Honestly, Fuego with their rotation path, they might run into this fight as well. So we have to wait and see. Looks like red zone dropping on them. So this fight that's already stalemate going to be delayed, maybe potentially a little bit longer as well. But neither of these teams are going to go away. They're going to take this fight. And it looks like actually ZRJ going to be the aggressors first.
Yep, ZRJ going to make the push in. Junior going to get knocked very low. Here's Jordan trying to open things up.
Ooh.
He does have that shotgun in hand. Will do some damage, but won't get the knock. A lot of damage coming through on the ZRJ, but no knocks coming through just yet. Westby gets taken down, and I believe, who do we got left? Domadillo's trying to turn around. He finds Jordan. Will immediately flush that out as well. Adil trying to reposition, gets the glue wall down, shotgun in hand, daring ZRJ to push him. And there you go. Viz will find Adil from the other side, though. And now Pizada has been taken down to, I believe, just one player. Is Domadillo still in this? Yes, Domadillo's the last one up.
Currently trying to disengage, though. You can see him running down to that southern side, getting inside that building. ZRJ might not quite know where they are. Fuego also making a move down from that southern side. But, of course, Brig looks like another fight happening. Hags up on top of a big building here, finding out some members of 9D. James definitely not going to be taken back up. 9D, this is not a good spot to be in. They're currently stuck directly underneath an entire team.
It has just been non-stop action from the word go here, as we've got fights going on all over the place. Hags cleaning up a couple there off of Club 9D. Meanwhile, looks like our final player for R15, Diablo, has run into a couple of boys from La ONU on the north side over by the Mode House. Looks like Izad Domadillos has gone down into the zone to try to avoid ZRJ and Fuego for the time being. BG, meanwhile, Big Drip, after getting down to 1 in the very early game, has managed to get at least 1 res up. I believe actually got all 4 up, so they are back up to full strength as we wait and see how Club 9D decides to deal with Hags. Time Turner will keep him alive, if only just barely.
Nice disengage, though, using that. There we go. A ton of nades now being tossed in. You're right. Here we go. One of them goes down. That was such a clean wipe there. 9D actually survives that.
That they weren't even expecting that. No. I mean, Hags caught him off guard, and 9D just completely turned that fight on its head. What a fantastic performance from White and Joan. And now they will try, I believe, to go for the res here on some teammates. There they go. They both back up. So Club 9D back up to full strength. As you can see, Dilly from OG. OG still have 4 up, but they are very, very split. Looks like, oh, wow. Okay. Looks like R15 did get taken down, so no more R15 in this lobby. That's going to be good news for Fuego and for Pizada, as it looks like Pizada, Domadillos was able to get at least 1 res up here. Actually got all the reses up. Pizada back up to full strength.
I was also going to say 9D Chakal, he ended up dropping, landing up on top of this big building, and he was really able to scout out for the rest of his team. All he has is a pistol and some level 1 gear, but by dropping up there, he's able to see that Big Drip is actually coming up behind them. So I wonder if 9D might be able to kind of get a drop onto them. I think that they're kind of preparing for it, but I don't know if Big Drip is going to be pushing in directly into them. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, this zone is so over smushed into this corner that all the teams need to go ahead and really be quick getting into this next one. So many fights are going to be happening on the edge in this match.
A lot of unplayable area there off to the northeast, as La ONU going to take over the boathouse just to the south of our island, the Moat House. The boathouse to the south of the Moat House. As ONU is just waiting to see the other duo from OG start pushing across. Meanwhile, the south side, it feels like we've had so many fights, man. It's been so violent early on that we've got such a wide open field. Everybody's very, very spread out, considering this hard shift up into the northeast that I don't think anybody was really expecting.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that they were able to be so spread out, right? But now as the zone keeps getting smaller and smaller, nobody is in the center of the zone because it's been such a hard shift that means everybody really is going to meet along the edges of this map unless people really are, some of them are quick to kind of fill in the center. And that just means there's going to be so much fighting on the edge. I'm kind of not looking forward to that, and that it's going to be so difficult for people to get further, but also, of course, very exciting for us to see, especially now as Fuego actually starting to run up on both Big Drip and 9D. Again, edge going to be super hot. Not quite surprised to see this.
Once again, we are down 8 teams. We've lost IT Official, we've lost Skullbreakers, Hags, and R15. As the push comes through here, Fuego gonna immediately go in. Calvin's gonna go down into, knocked down to about half HP. Shotguns everywhere as Fuego and 9D are squaring up inside the building. There's a BG in there as well. 9D is just kind of third partying this from range. Jones gonna find one as looks like BD down to just one, and just like that, Fuego gets completely wiped, and now 9D coming to clean up the last remaining member of BG, and there he is. Wait, yep.
Wow.
Is there still one up? I believe there is. Domi.
Now it's it. Wow. 9D, honestly, being able to kind of just wait patiently for that fight to start. I mean, they pushed out exactly when they needed to. Yeah, holy smokes, you're not wrong. That was super chaotic. I'm surprised that Fuego, I mean, they chose to take that fight, but unfortunately it just did not go in their way. So that fight happened, it ended as fast as it started, honestly.
Couple of big heavy hitters out of this lobby now as R15 and Fuego are out of the game. You do have Izad, that's still 4 up coming in from the south side, but they're going to have to make their way through Navy, who's been playing out of their minds today. You can see Chris has that high ground. We'll spot out Teco, and we'll get the knock on to Teco as well.
Nice.
Adil tries to trade some shots back, but Teco just immediately gets flushed out as the rest of Pizarro now trying to avoid the line of sight of Navy. Looks like they should do so, but yeah, you lose one already. 5 kills already for Pizarro, though. That's crazy considering they were down to just Domadios for the longest time.
Yeah, going ahead and be able to get everybody back up. And now they have the entire western side of the zone to themselves. They're able to kind of control this cardinal direction. I think they'll be in a pretty strong position. Of course, they're going to keep making a rotation up to the northern side. One of them's actually running to one of the shops, so I wonder if they're able to pick up their last teammate here as well. Yep, there it is.
Sure
Echo
do.
now back in the game as well. This is a really strong position coming in this late in the game. Pizarro might be able to take this, but first 9D taking a fight with Navy now too.
And Navy in a really strong position here. 9D knows it. They've got 9 kills already, but this is going to be really, really rough for them here as we see a lot of damage coming down onto Club 9D. They're staying alive for now. They will take some shots, land some shots onto Ramon there and force him to pull back just a little bit. But you can see, I mean, Navy just has them absolutely dead to rights. Alcalde will get their knock onto White. More shots coming through from Alcalde as 90 is just, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
chickens in a barrel right now. I mean, what are you even going to do?
Yeah, no. It's just a matter of time before all the glue walls are out. Or the only thing that could save 90 at this point is if another team somewhere else in the circle decide to get involved in this, hearing all the shooting. But we can see just on the mini-map that there's absolutely nobody really around to go ahead and third-party this. I mean, Onu is just in that compound just on the northern side because it's just far enough. Onu got the circle. They don't want to go on ahead and extend out of here. They're just going to wait. 9D now not in the best position. Found themselves a little bit of hard cover on that rock, but still not ideal. Still going to just wait it out. Honestly, they might be able to turn it around. They just need to get like one really good knock at Navy, but it needs to happen.
They've gotten close. They've gotten close. They got Alcalde down to almost nothing. James will get spotted out there as he tries to make that push from the glue wall to the hard rock cover. 9 kills for Navy. You can see they're trading guns back and forth. Alcalde, though, does get spotted out by White. Will get taken down. Now Chris goes down as well. This might be the sign here for Club 9D to try to make this push. Johan is right on the low side here. And now Club 9D, they find Luis.
Oh
I can't
no.
believe they're actually still alive. Club 9D, this is insane.
I can't believe it either. Oh no, White goes down 2. I guess there is only one left. It's Johan that's left to play for them, but they only need one, right? They only need one. So 90 still holding on with the thread. Navy pushing on out. They know that someone slipped through the cracks of their hold. They unfortunately couldn't get them down. The trades came through, but Bizarre, they're currently kind of being the keepers of this zone. Johan as a solo might just be able to sneak on in, and maybe the attention from Navy will move to a different team. We'll just have to wait and see now as they descend on the Bazaar, and the fights once again starting off. These are the last couple ones.
Oh, Westby has spotted him out. Johan not going out without a fight though, and now Navy actually gets right onto their backsides here. Pizarra actually Navy taking out somebody else, so Pizarra getting free and clear on this. Navy trying to avoid it for now. Pizarra Dalmadios will find the knock onto Ramon with that grenade launcher. Laonu and OG still fighting it out for themselves. So down to our top 4 teams. Pizarra looking like they're going to clean up what's left of Navy. The grenades not landing where they need to. Navy does get that res, though. They'll get back up to 3 strong, and they have the house. And now Pizarra, they're just going to send nades in there and hope that they can find something. Not finding it just yet. There it is. Domadios will find Ramon. And that will... They still can't really hard push this because the res is just going to come through by the time they get there. Good glue walls from Navy are going to keep Pizarra at bay.
And we can even see another team, OG, just up to the northern side. Jay had gotten a triple kill literally moments before. Honestly, if they go ahead and participate in this third party of this will put them in a perfect position because there's only 2 of them. Of course, if Bizarre wins this fight, it's going to be a 4v2. If they go ahead third party this, get involved, it's going to be the best situation. But here comes the blue zone as well. All of this happening outside of zone. Bizarre actually looks like they're kind of trying to disengage off of this. 2 of them are going to be going down upstairs. No, wait, West B actually doing that all by himself there. Shut down Bizarre Esports. No way. 3 of them now up against 2. Down goes 1 into Jay. Let's see if he's going to be able to win this for the team or if this is going to be a Bizarre Esports game.
West B has had enough, and Pizarra Esports has finally gotten their victory. 12 kills to go along with it. What a booyah from Pizarra. I mean, it felt like it was just a matter of time span.
It did. Bizarre Esports, I mean, that's the team that's been doing so well so far, being at the very top of this leaderboard the entire time. Honestly, haven't really shown today in other games that we've had, but they've been doing pretty well in this last match, finally being able to go ahead and get that booyah. So you're right, matter of time.
I mean, they've definitely kind of the first couple of games it was good but not fantastic, but then they turned things on once they reached Kalahari, and then these final couple of games it has just been just a sight to behold. Pizarra has just been cleaning up everyone, and now 90. I mean, what a I can't believe they actually won that fight. That was absolutely brutal. And then they had so many insane compound fights, house fights. It's just been so hard to keep track of what's going on. You got to kind of watch the kill feed, you got to watch the overhead view, you got to watch everything. But the fact that Navy, they completely avoid Pizarra on that push down to go for that hard cover of the high ground here, and then the fact that Westby just comes in and just annihilates them all. I mean, this is just absolutely nuts from Westby.
Yep, no words. Like we said, quadra kill. We saw so many triple kills that game as well. And it looks like, man, so far today, there hasn't been a single team that's been able to kind of double down on those booyahs. So far, every single match has had a separate person going ahead and take it. And kind of curious if it's going to go ahead and be just the theme of today, an entirely different team grabbing this last purgatory. But this last match, we saw, again, so many strong teams kind of be taking those fights. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't know how it was going to end, basically. Once again, very strong fights. We can even see it when it comes to the kill points. So Esports got 12, Navy got 13. They definitely fought it out.
Navy is having themselves one hell of a day. You know, they've just been collecting points after points in every game, and they've looked fantastic all the way through. Pizarra as well, finally with that the final booyah from this last game. Now it is worth noting that Fuego and R15 official both went out fairly early in that game, so that kind of opened up the door really for Pizarra to just kind of come into the late game and dominate here. I mean, I gotta say, Club 9D, it was looking, I can't believe that they survived as long as they did with Navy having that high ground over the top of them.
Yeah.
But you still end up with two guys on the leaderboard, Joan and White, with 4 kills apiece. But Westby, that solo push into the house to clear out Navy had to be the highlight of that last game for me.
All of nades just being chucked through the windows, you're right, and then Westby really being able to hold it down. Looks like Pizarro Esports from this last match and Navy actually going to go ahead, bump up into those first and second positions. Fuego goes down, and they're able to go ahead and grab those. Yeah, look at that, 78 total points towards the top. I mean, those kills definitely starting to kind of pull away from each other. Navy Esports actually with the most kills today so far with 48. They definitely came in today with a little bit of a mission.
Yeah, they definitely got out the good gaming chairs for today, and maybe they got some more RGB on the phones to make sure that they're really popping off here today. No booyahs yet for Navy, but you know what? When you got 48 kills, you don't really need a booyah to go along with it. 74 points overall, good enough for second place. We'll see where they sit on the overall leaderboard as they needed to do some climbing. This is a day that Navy absolutely needed to have.
Yeah, and there it is. We can go on ahead and spot them out somewhere on this. Oh my goodness, they're so much higher than I expected. They're in that 8th place position. Definitely this last, I think they started somewhere on this right page. Definitely not an ideal spot, but now in 8th, that's the cutoff point, Proro. If the games ended now, if that was the last one, they would be going through straight to the grand finals, not even an LCQ. They definitely decided to pull themselves up in today, and it's been working out.
Yeah, I mean, they came in today with something around like 130 points, and they were sitting around that 18th, 19th spot. And now all of a sudden, after one big day of play, still one game to go as well, Navy find themselves in that top 8 spot. So a huge come up for the Navy boys today. But all that being said, Pizarro still maintaining their number 1 spot. Fuego looked like they were looking to make a run here today. They had a really good first couple of games. They turned things around on Kalahari. They actually started looking pretty good on that map too. It didn't matter. Pizarro just staying consistent, still has that 40-point lead on second place.
I mean, even this last match, honestly, though, Fuego ended up taking a really hard fight and were actually taken out by 9D. So Fuego, this last match, they didn't even really survive later on into the game. So because of that, Pizarro Esports, they went on ahead and won that. Like, they were just able to go on ahead and achieve so many more points. So Fuego, you're right, now with that 40-point gap, at this point, Fuego, if they're hoping to go on ahead and catch up, they really need to go on ahead and have the opposite kind of a game. They need Pizarro Esports to go on ahead and be out earlier, and then they need to go on ahead and really capitalize, get a ton of points the rest of the match.
I mean, it's just nuts that the group stage that Pizarro and Fuego are having. I mean, you saw that it was like a 40-point lead on Pizarro on Fuego, but then it's another 60 points down to third. I mean, these guys are just running away with it right now. And, and that's to take nothing away from the way that the other teams are playing. It's just these guys are playing at just a completely different level. There you can see a pretty decent head-to-head so far for the overall group stages. 8.2 average kills a game for Pizarro. That is insane.
Another thing that's really interesting to me is that Pizarro Esports has technically a better average placement points with that almost 4th and Fuego with 5, but Fuego still has more booyah. So really it is that Fuego really can have a bit more explosive games, I guess, when it comes to those booyahs, but Pizarro Esports is just so consistent when it comes to kills and placement points that it doesn't even matter. That's how they still end in the lead.
I mean, 8.2 average kills a game and an average placement of over 3.8 over 4th place. Like that is just nuts. That is just absolutely nuts what Pizarro Esports has been able to put together so far throughout these group stages. Definitely have to be feeling very, very confident going into the grand finals, which I'm assuming they are going to end up going into those grand finals given the performance that they put on so far. I mean, we still have another week left to play. We still got one more game left tonight to play, Span, and we are about ready to get into it. What do you think? Are we going to see our 6th unique winner?
I think so. I think everybody today has kind of been battling it out to get that spotlight, to get those good positionings and just fights in general. That I'm gonna say it's gonna go to somebody completely different. If you ask me who, don't ask me that. I'm not quite sure. I think it could go to quite a couple of people, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna go to any of those that we see down there. I think it's gonna go to, again, a unique winner.
Well, what do you think, chat? Let us know. Who you
Mhm.
think? Are we going to get a sixth unique winner of the day? I'm going to go said. I'm going to say Navy. I mean, Navy's been
Okay.
popping off so hard today. The fact that they have not won a game is just kind of wild to me, and they've
Sure.
kind of ended up in that late game many times. They just haven't been able to clutch it just yet. Well, they've got one game left to try to put it together. As we see the plane going from south to north, blue zone all the way off in the east. So is this going to be R15 finally getting a chance to loot without having to get hot drop? Might be.
I think so. I think so. Meanwhile, 5 whole teams going down to this island on the southern side, instantly watching a fight. Immediately, Onu and 9D White going on ahead, getting a knock. Onu just onto Santi left. Let's see if he can do any more damage on the 9D. He gets
Santi!
one. The second one, he runs out of
He's
bullets.
punched him!
Oh my god.
Oh!
Oh, I thought he was gonna get the punch knocks. There's 2 more coming though. Santi, like half HP. Ah.
There he
Wasn't meant
goes.
to be.
I mean, I gotta respect the guy that's running up on him and just punching him, just wailing
yeah.
away. Like, I know you've got a gun. I don't care. I'm gonna hit you with my fisty fists. Didn't get away with it, but you know what? Santa goes down in the end. So that's La Onu done for the day. And now ZRJ pushing into Pizarra. That is a dangerous team to be pushing into, boys. I hope you know what you're getting into here.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. It looks like they're pretty confident. ZRJ just slowly getting closer and closer, using these walls to their advantage. Ooh, almost went on ahead and kind of jumped over each other right there. Looks like Pizarro, though, playing this pretty well, being able to kind of disengage, making ZRJ continue to get closer. Oh, that nade almost ended up taking down one. Adiel using this roof actually to a really great advantage. I'm a little bit worried. ZRJ slowly kind of continuing to get
Look at
too
Domadias.
separated.
Oh, Westby with the shot. He's going to find Jordan. I was keeping an eye on Domadios, who had the low ground. Looked like he was coming in for a nice little angle. Yeah, he does spot out Junior, takes a few shots, not going to land him, though. Ciaz is knocked very low as well. ZRJ still just hard crashing into this, hard pushing, as they want to get as many points off of this. So they would love to be the ones to take Pizarra out of this lobby right now. Junior is going to lose his glue wall and goes down. Ciaz goes down as well, and now it's just down to Viz. The question for Viz... Plant your flag, my friend. You earned it. Pizarra doesn't take a single knock. Doesn't even look like they took damage off of that push from ZRJ. Viz, the last one up. Oh, Adil missed him. He didn't see him.
Oh man,
There it
now
is.
he sees him. There we go. I'm kind of curious to see where Viz is deciding to actually go from here. It looks like now hiding behind a glue wall. Can't quite get inside. He's so low. Just able to stay alive though. We can see his teammate actually launching himself out of there. Viz at this point though, he's going to be hunted down. There's no way he's getting out of there, but maybe his teammate will be able to stay alive long enough.
Yeah, no shot. I mean, Pizarra's doing this exactly how they need to do it as well. They're pushing as a group. They will spot him out. There you go. Viz is taken down. ZRJ, though, he managed to get the res onto Ciaz before going down. So ZRJ, they're not out of it yet.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if they're going to be able to get to a revive station or not, but 9D, still the fight's happening over here. They're actually going against IT Official. IT Official were taken out pretty early on over here last time. Fuego actually took them out, so this time, will they be able to get off of the island or not? We'll have to wait and see. 9D, we already can see, has 4 kills underneath their belts. Can they pick up 4 more? Will IT get off the island? I'm not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see.
Glue walls abound for White. Has that shotgun out. Joan with the flanking position will find MVP. And that'll be some good defense coming out from Joan. Now comes out. We'll find another one. Bebeto has gone down. IT Official just getting kind of picked apart here. Sanji, I think the last one up as they are getting crashed upon here. Sanji has a shotgun in hand. James pushing with the SMG will go down. And now it's a 1v1. Joan versus Sanji. The time turner comes down to keep Joan alive. Joan has to push on out. Sanji, the last one up. There you go. Joan will win it. And Club 9D will be getting the reses back.
They're just on fire. They're really wanting to stay alive this entire time, it looks like. Still have to continue to be careful, though. They're just getting these reses, and we can already see on that map that yet another team is coming into this area. Already 2 teams have been wiped from here, and now it looks like yet another one is here. It's Big Drip. Let's see how that's going to end up, but they at least have the zone to themselves. They don't have to worry about that zone coming on top of them just yet, but Bizarre, they found themselves a Fuego, so this is going to be a very spicy fight.
Not who you want to find either, and they are a little bit out in the open here as they got the glue walls down. Adil is going to get spotted and goes down, and now it's just down to West B as Pizarra has been picked apart from multiple angles here. West B does get the knock and flush onto Clever, so at least a little bit of vengeance there for Pizarra. We'll be able to pull off of this. It looks like he's going to stay alive as well. Adil is going to get finished off, but should be able to be rezzed, as there is nothing off to the east here for Westby to run into.
Oh man, Hags going on ahead, taking that upper ground as well. Fuego, both of them resulted down to 1 person. I'm kind of surprised to see that, but we'll see if they're going to be able to get some sort of res. There are 2 revive stations right near them. Yeah, the fight's continuing. We've seen this fight in this area 2 times now. Here comes the third. 90 though, 3 people left still up. We'll see if it'll be enough against this whole 4-man.
Club 90 has got 8 kills already, but they're still hungry as Big Drip has pushed in from that south side. They'll take a little bit of damage, and it looks like Big Drip actually going to allow Club 9D to pull away from this. Big Drip kind of working off towards the west. I think Big Drip actually was the first one to bail, and 9D just going to do the same in response. They'll just, one will head west, one will head east, and we'll see if 9D can get their fallen teammate back up, Joan, as there is a res spot just off in the lumber mill. Meanwhile, ZRJ, remember, it was down to Viz. It was down to just Viz, who was spotted out by Pizarra, and he stayed alive just long enough to get the res onto his player, and now all of ZRJ is back up to full strength, and they are making their way in from that southwestern side.
They're back. About to run into SKB, it looks like, as well, taking a little bit of that zone damage. The zone actually goes ahead and pulls up to the north. Yeah, you're right. Wow. Okay, so many people now up. They use the revive station. Unfortunately for Fuego, they didn't have a revive station, but it looks like maybe Haxina running towards that little shopping cart on the map as well. We might have so many people back inside of this fight. The thing is, though, quite a few of them actually have to cross these bridges, cross the water to get onto the main point of this land. That's really where it's going to be the hardest.
And north side of this circle is barren, with the exception of OG. OG is all by themselves up there wondering where everybody else is. They just haven't seen anybody in forever. Everything, all the action is taking place down here on the river, as Skullbreaker is going to try to run across that bridge. It looks like Navy might have spotted them out, or it might have been Hags, not sure. Both of those teams have line of sight onto that. There you go. Fuego will get at least 1 res back up. Calvin back in the game, but is it too late? Because ZRJ is right on top of them here as we see Hags making a move towards the river.
Big moves coming through, you're right. I mean, honestly, if they're able to kind of hold an area around here, they're going to be able to come across a lot of teams because there's so many people holding around this area. But, I mean, they still have to go ahead and find a spot that is safe because right now they're completely out in the open. We'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Fuego, it looks like they were able to get at least 1 person back up. They bought them back. ZRG, though. Oh, man. Junior landing at complete nowhere. The rest of the teammates won't be able to help out. That means Calvin's the last one up again for Fuego here. Oh man, just so much damage. I don't know if Fuego's going to be able to stay alive for long. Nope. Oh, through the windows.
Through the window. Calvin gets spotted out. ZRJ will get that res back. But that is going to be Fuego out of the lobby as R15 now finding themselves down to just Diablo as the newly revived Pizarra is just cleaning up.
Wow. They're the kill leaders once again. It just really goes to show how important and strong using these revive stations are. Like, it is absolutely essential. Diablo now the last one for 15, trying to be aggressive, trying to at least get a couple more kill points for his team, but unfortunately Pizarra just gonna shut it down. Look at that, all 3 green hearts by the sum of the members of Pizarra. It's just, It's just insane. And they have a good spot inside zone. This next one is obviously going to go ahead and pull up onto this main land, and they have a place to play out of. So they're definitely chilling right now. Curious to see where this one's going to pop, but they can chill out a little bit for now.
Brutal stuff coming through for Pizzata so far. 10 kills already in the bag. Hags, kind of the other side of the coin here, have kept all 4 up all game. But they only have 1 kill in the bag. Meanwhile, Big Drip going to try to drive across the bridge, and it looks like they're going to get away with it, but they're going to find themselves right underneath Bizarre. They don't want all of it, though. Darling goes down immediately to Domadios. Adil will find Ramos, and now it's just Domi and Luffy hiding amongst the glue walls, trying to stay alive a little bit longer. Darlin has gone down as Domi is down to about half HP. No. He gets taken down, and Luffy now the last one up as Pizard is just feasting.
Another killing spree. 1 is left. It is Darling. We can see 9D and actually ZRJ on that mini map. They're slowly getting close to Pizarro. They know that they want to go ahead and clean this up as fast as possible. Wait, he just spin and get that knock. No way. A couple more people though coming into play here. Luffy running away up to the northern side. Honestly, might be able to survive for Big, but man, 9D going on ahead, pulling up, getting some more kills on Pizarro.
Beautiful timing from 9D. 11 kills already for them as well. And they can kind of decide, actually, they'll take a few pot shots over towards Pizzata, but they don't want to have to breach the compound, really. And they can just kind of hide out on this high ground, this hill, and just keep an eye on everything that's going off towards their south side. They will spot out a glue wall that was left by ZRJ, as it looks like they've spotted out Viz that's in the water trying to make his way over. ZRJ, after all that trouble, getting everybody back up, they're all of a sudden down to 2, maybe shortly down to 1 if Viz can't get out of this river.
We'll have to wait and see. It also looks like a couple people holding each other even up to the north. The zone keeps getting smaller and smaller. These compounds can't hold as many people. It looks like Skullbreaker's realizing that they're like, there's somebody right behind us. If we want to be able to move into this next zone, we have to get rid of our neighbors. So big push on the Navy. This is the team that you wanted to go ahead and take this win. So we'll see if they're going to be able to survive this push coming in from Skullbreakers. There we go, already spotting a couple, doing some damage to Ramon up there, but no one's down just yet.
Yeah, Navy playing this real slow, as trying to figure out exactly where all the Skullbreaker boys are. The grenade's not going to find it there. Palunky will take a few shots over towards Navy. No knocks coming through just yet. Cuba now down to about half HP, as they're just sharing a wall. Nobody wants to be the first one to make that push. Nobody getting that first knock either. So Cuba and Duro very, very low, and Navy just waiting at the door. The glue wall going to hold off the push for right now, but here it comes. Anduar knocked very low. No trades coming through just yet. There you go. The first knock will come through. Gets immediately traded out, and this like that Skullbreaker gets cleaned up. Navy once again just cleaning up. They've been looking so good in team fights.
Alcalde almost gotten taken down there, but he is completely and utterly flying. It looks like ZRJ Viz, you can see that he heard that fighting. He's kind of interested. He's utilizing, actually his entire team, utilizing that little ridge there down on the southern side, closer to the water, to kind of be able to look around this entire zone. But now this next one, they have to go on ahead and choose some sort of a location to push on towards, and it's either Navy, Hags, Pissar, or making some sort of a big rotation. We'll have to see what they end up deciding to do, but honestly, Navy, they have to make a move in as well. So again, super out in the open in between these compounds, but as we just saw, sometimes the people coming in are okay when they make the crash happen. So Navy, super strong. Will they survive Hags? We'll see.
Definitely a lot of buildings to play around here, a lot of hard cover. Yeah. No short fights to be had, and I think a lot of these teams are kind of realizing that fact right now, that if you're going to engage on anybody, it's going to be a long fight, and you're going to expect to get third, possibly fourth partied, so nobody really wants to be the one to do it unless they absolutely have to. OG kind of on this north side, taking their time, and just kind of holding it down on the north side. Unfortunately for 9D, they've got places to be, and look at the grenade. We'll find 2 of Navy. Ramon and Alcalde already down to half HP, as Hags just holding the line with those big grenades. Can they get the reses? They actually can get one. Chris getting knocked low, and I think Navy waiting for the push here. OG trying to make things happen here. Navy down to Luis, down to 2 again, as Hags trying to hold off, but OG finding a third party from range. And this is pretty much exactly what we're expecting to happen, Span.
It really is. It looks like Hags did lose one as well, but OG slowly being able to kind of protect Hags in this situation. Navy, they're completely stuck in the open. Here comes the zone as well. Two of them now making the push. Let's see what Rivera is going to be able to do here. He sees both of them. The glue walls coming into action as well. Honestly, the zone getting smaller again. Nobody's in this next circle. Everybody's going to have to fight for this position here. Hags, let's see, getting that res. Navy still alive. And OG starting to make the move too.
Oh man, this is such a problem for Hags. Is they want to be able to clear out Navy, but to do so they have to leave this building and put themselves basically under the line of sight of OG. So you can see Edward trying to take shots over towards OG to keep them from peeking, while the rest of his team tries to clear out what's left of Navy. So far, the duo from Navy has stayed alive. And there you go, Edward finding the knock on Jay, gets a flush as well. Actually, the flush going to White, so nice well-placed grenade from him.
So for every single direction kind of has two different teams. So this one, we still have Hags. Oh, there we go, jumping in and out against Navy. There's two teams down to the southern side, and then 9D, and of course OG to the north. We'll see Hags, here we go. This fence really kind of helping them out in terms of not really being able to just spot each other out, but Navy is holding on. Navy wants these placement points here, but let's see. The push comes through. Finally, they're able to get rid of the person bothering them. Now they can go ahead and potentially third party this fight that's happening down here. They have to be quick about it.
The Navy does eventually go down. Pizarra trying to stay alive here against the push from ZRJ. A deal get taken down, but look at a deal. We'll find the other two. Will not be able to res his teammate, but will at least stay alive. And we've seen what a deal can do as a solo, as 9D cleans up what's left of OG, as Hags trying to third party this from range. 14 kills now for Club 9D. Can they be have they won a game? Is they gonna be our sixth unique winner, or are they gonna get two in a row?
We'll have to wait and see. I don't think they went on ahead and taken one so far yet today, but they have been doing better. Oh my goodness, two left for 9D. No way, White and Johan. Hags Esports eliminated. There's just one left. It's a solo, I think, for Pizarra.
It's West B. How many times have we seen solos from Pizarra in West B? It's West B's turn. Oh, God, Johan. He did not want to have to mess around with that any longer than he had to, so immediately takes him out. But once again, it's a solo for Pizarra in the final two teams. Club 9D will get the victory. It was very hard fought. I mean, it looked like Hags might have had him there for a second.
Once again, that was so hard. So many teams fighting at the very end there, being forced to play the edge as well and fight there because that zone was not friendly towards anybody. Decided to center it in the middle of the open. Nobody could go ahead and utilize the spaces that they were able to achieve, and there it is. Our sixth unique winner.
Sixth unique winner. Well, you know what? I was calling Navy, but you know what? I'll take a Club 9D win. They absolutely earned every single point that they got in that final game, from the jump. I mean, they got involved in a fight right off the bat, and this is the second one that they won, the second hot drop that they've won here on Purgatory, and from that point on, it was just feast mode.
It really was. 9D, again, yet another team. I feel like they're kind of similar to Navy in that today we keep seeing them be able to really pull off some really good games. Not to the extent of Navy, but definitely one of the teams that's been improving. I mean, they've been doing so well this entire tournament so far, being up towards the top of the leaderboard. So I guess these beginning couple of games didn't see them too much, but slowly started making a bit of comeback, and winning the last match just makes sense.
I mean, look, it was not a good day for Club 9D. Going into this last game, they were in dead last place for the day in terms of points, and we were definitely kind of surprised by that because that's a team that's shown that they're really, really good when they're on. And it's just, the first 5 games of the day, it just was not popping for them. Fortunately, they were able to rally and put together just a primo performance here in this final game of the day.
Oh, man. So at least that means they'll probably be able to hold on a pretty good position when it comes to that overall because, I mean, really these last couple of games really do matter, right? It is the second half. This is where you really do at least have to be having a couple of amazing games per day if you're hoping to kind of hold on to the top 8. So 29 points for Club 9D. I think that might be enough for them to continue to hold on to the position that they had, but they can't really let that happen again because every point matters. And Pizarra, there you go, coming back as well, 25 points.
I mean, that's I think that the crazy thing about it, isn't it? I mean, we're talking about every other spot on the leaderboard here. Meanwhile, Pizzada is just, I mean, they're just taking off. Like they're just nowhere. They're so far above everybody else right now. It's just it's Pizzada's lobby that everybody else is just playing, and so it's incredible to watch what Pizzada's been able to do so far through the first half of the tournament, and then the first day of the second half here. It's just been absolutely insane. Another 20+ point performance that they've put in, and it just seems like every game now it's gotten to be expected from them.
So consistent, so insanely consistent. Look at that. Adiel Westby once again showing up. Adiel, that was their like main player, right? That was their hot player coming into today. But Westby, we kept seeing him. We kept seeing Westby today every single time. And this is only the last game. It looks like 8 kills just for Westby. So we might see a little bit of a mix-up with Westby and Adiel going on ahead and coming through, which honestly, that's not a bad thing because Fuego, they're consistent. All of their teammates are actually consistent. Meanwhile, Pizarro, they had Adiel as their main person. Once all of them start getting to the same level that Adiel's at, like if all of them had as many kills as Adiel, like Pizarro Esports going to be towards the top even more. Look at that. The gap even grew. Fuego, the only team that could have potentially kind of held them out from that, ended up being taken out way too early. And Pizarro just continuing their lead.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like at every point, at different times during the day. I mean, we saw Adiel being the solo player for Pizarro in the first game, and that he just almost delivered a come from behind victory, a solo victory. And then the next time it was Domadios. Domadios almost came in and won a solo victory for himself. And now Westby, if he hadn't gotten absolutely domed by John on that quick tap, that was just absolutely nuts. But again, there you go. There's your overall kills lead. Adiel still holding it down, but Domadios right behind him.
Wow. And of course, Scott, Calvin, 2 of them for Fuego as well. It used to have all 4 of these members, I swear, on this overall kill. So it looks like a couple of them falling off, but 2 from 2 different teams. Like that is definitely powerful. Yeah. Not surprised to see them in that first and second spot. But of course, Club 9D climbing up to that 3rd place too. We knew that they were up there. It looks like they're still holding on to 3rd, even though they didn't have too great of a games today. That last one continues to hold their spot.
And remember, we're still fighting for that top 8 spot. Top 8 is what you want to get. If you can't get top 8, then at least get top 20. Because if you're in that bottom 4, that's going to be the ones we say goodbye to after group stages. The ones from 9 to 20 will go on to a last chance qualifier. But that's still plenty of time left. Not no need to get too nervous just yet. As I mean, you could see the leaderboard. Obviously, we're talking a lot about Pizarro and Fuego, and with good reason. They're absolutely dominating. But the fact of the matter is, you look down the leaderboard, that 8th place cut line, it's still very, very close span. And 20th, just as close.
Exactly. That's why, again, I feel like broken record. Every single game matters. Every single point matters because of how close everything is. I mean, you guys can see it for yourself. I mean, just in one singular game, teams can get anywhere from like 5 to 20 kills. It's just insane. So if they go on ahead and continue to get around that like 15-20 points per game mark, like they should be pretty okay, and teams are definitely capable of doing so. We saw so many of those today. So just a couple of good games just like that will keep you climbing. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about now is, before this, everybody exactly played each other once. Today kind of marked like that reset of all the teams kind of playing against each other once again. And those teams that we saw today, A and C, if they're not like significantly up on that left side of the leaderboard, like obviously that means a tiny bit behind everybody else in terms of overall points. So the longer they continue to kind of hold that, the harder it'll be to catch up, because now they're running out of games to kind of catch up. That means they'll just have to increase their performance, increase the amount of points per game that they're going to have to get to the position they want.
Absolutely. The pressure will still continue to grow with every passing day, but for now, still a little bit of time to reset. And as we've seen, this introduction of the revive mechanic, these 20+ point games are becoming more of the norm rather than a rarity. So it's something to keep in mind for these guys as you're making your way forward. But Span, I think that's going to do it for today. You got any final thoughts before we get rid of say goodbye to everybody? Get rid of everybody. That's not what you want to say.
Get rid of them. No. Thank you so much, Poro. I had a blast casting with you today. Again, had a blast with the production as well. And this is officially the halfway point for this event. Today marks it. They still have 2 more days for this 3rd week and an entire 4th week, but now is the moment of change that I think we're really going to see. Now, I feel like is when the event is really going to start and these games are really going to matter to get into those top 8. And I'm excited to watch it.
It's everything's starting to pop off for real now, but make sure you tune in tomorrow. We will be back once again. So hopefully we'll see you there. And for now, I've been Porosaurus. She's been Span Cargo on behalf of us and the entire production team. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
You